This is the latest disclosure in a report from National Civil Defense Headquarters in Washington. It has been established that persons who have recently died have been returning to life.
Welcome to Dead Radio.
We're not doing that.
How did she come to have sex with a dead man?
Don't call me Radio Unit 91.
You're a dead man. You're a dead man!
He's God here in this radio station.
Place where the dead speak.
Rebel Radio!
I'm a fake? Yes. How'd you like to be dead?
You ever think about doing radio?
My team is dead!
But you're not crazy. You're me. And this is just radio.
By the powers vested in me by the Federal Communications Commission, I command you to get on the microphone in a serious manner and continue this broadcast.
I pulled all the intros off of mine.
Oh, God.
That was fun.
Off to a great start. I don't know what that is,
sounded
man.
like shit, dude, and I can't hear myself. Check.
You're there. I can hear you
Check,
just fine.
check. Oh, it's because the music is like way louder than my voice. To hear myself, I have to turn the music up to an uncomfortable volume.
What is that?
I don't know. It sounds like shit, though.
Yeah, well.
All right.
Yeah. Welcome to Dead
Yeah,
Radio,
it's good
Ryan.
start, guys. Good start. Nice.
Jesus.
Happy
fuck.
to be here.
Ugh. What the fuck is happening? I don't know. I gotta reload it or some shit. I'll do that over the course. All right, episode 136. Here, away we go. Oh my God.
Let the train wreck begin.
Yeah, for sure, man. I got a bunch of spikes on the. We might be just in a rough spot here because anybody. Well, let's start off. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Episode number 136. We're here with Ryan G. Browne.
Hello.
Of zombie _pets. Or no, zombie pets _ RGB.
Yeah.
Pets with a Z.
Yeah,
Yep,
pets with a Z.
Yep.
Yeah. Local graphic artist. Is that a good way to turn it? Comic book artist?
I guess
I've been saying comic artist.
Yeah, I
just
guess
because
comic artist. Honestly,
yeah.
it's basically impossible to describe what the hell I do. Honestly,
Yeah.
I mean, it started off graphic design, then it was tattoos, then it was architecture, then it was commercial art. It was a little bit of everything.
Oh, so you do tattoos as well?
I designed them for a long time. Yeah, I tried it when I lived in New Hampshire for a little while, and it's terrifying. I
Yeah.
love getting tattoos. I love designing tattoos, but doing them, I think I did 3 altogether. Scared the living shit out of me.
Yeah.
Didn't like it. I was like, there's no erase, there's no delete button.
Yeah, that's
It's-
terrifying, man.
And it's never the pretty people you see in, getting tattoos. It's always some 400-pound beast coming in, and you're like, okay, let me. Yeah.
I was looking at Mike Shishmanian. I don't know if you know him. He does Hudson Valley Tattoo Company.
Yeah.
He one of the owners. He did a
Yeah, I know
tattoo.
Diego. I've done that.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
you
no,
know
I know,
Diego.
yeah. Actually,
All right.
Diego did my first piece on my my whole shoulder piece.
All right. Well, there you go.
Everybody
Yeah.
knows those guys.
Yeah. Well, Mike posted a tattoo he just did. I think it was over the weekend. On this girl, and it's the head of the devil from Legend.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
You know, Legend.
yeah.
Tim Curry.
Yep.
But right above this chick's vag.
my God.
Like right above.
Wow.
Like the picture cuts off right before you see stuff.
Yeah.
And I was just like, Jesus. I mean, that's not a terrible.
Do you remember this
That's
story?
not a bad Saturday, if
Do
you
you
ask
remember
me.
this story that he told?
No.
He
I
was
don't
saying
remember.
one of his first tattoos at his like first shop. A woman comes in. You know how they do the sanitizer
Yep.
wipe. He definitely wiped off shit from her lower
Oh,
back.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah, I do remember
See, that's
that
the horror
now.
story. Is that like I heard the first week I was doing it, I was like,
Shit back.
I don't want to do this. Are you kidding me? It's like, no
Yeah.
way. No, I'll draw them for you guys, but I'm not
Yeah.
touching anybody.
I have a feeling some of the issues that we might be having have to do with the weather
Oh yeah.
as of late, because the fucking wind and everything knocking everything around. We're having problems at the shop, and I guess Market Street power's down.
Yes, yeah.
I don't know if
They
it's
had the
still
whole-
down.
I don't know if it is. When I was coming home around 3:30 or so, the whole road was blocked off, and they had like 10 trucks down there.
Yeah, so I guess Market Street is had a scheduled
shouldn't
power
affect-
outage.
I mean, I could see
from
it-
Market
yeah.
Street to the river.
Well, I get that, but I could see it affecting our upload speed. But like that's playback from your computer.
I know, but I also have internet shit up that might be sucking.
Yeah.
You know, just sucking computer power too, and if it's causing hiccups, corrections, and this and that, I don't know.
Oh, and your computer's a piece of shit too, right?
No, it's brand fucking new with nothing on it.
Yeah, but
it
says-
shouldn't be a
says-
piece
it
of
says
shit.
Dell on it, so.
Apples are too much of a pain in the ass to do this kind of stuff on because
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not getting into that all.
Well,
that
it's
nonsense.
too expensive, but it's not too much of a pain in the ass.
I mean, the big reason why it might be because my phone is sitting next to it too.
Oh, there you
The
go.
big reason why Ryan's here is that I wouldn't say we commissioned you to do a piece. We just kind of asked politely.
You bullied me. You bullied me. It's all right.
We put him on the spot to design a new like not a logo, but just a T-shirt
Character?
design.
Yeah,
Just,
Mascot?
just a
Yeah.
Something.
I don't know what you want
So
to call it.
we've been playing it up for a while. The design is out. We're both wearing shirts.
Yeah, so
and this one's yours.
Awesome. Very cool.
And again, it's gonna smell like a chemical fire.
Yeah, unfurl it
Yeah,
for the
just
people at home.
Describe the smell of a brand new shirt from Teespring.com. You can't wear it. Like you can't.
Oh my god!
You can't put that on
You know
right
what it
now.
smells like? Remember when you dipping Easter eggs? That pause crap.
Yeah.
That gross. That
Yes,
gross. That's exactly what it smells
Yeah.
like.
So it's like you
I kinda
can't just
love it. I
you
kinda
can't just
love it.
put them on right out of the
No,
bag.
you have to
you
wa-
have
you
to
gotta
wash
wash
them.
that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm wearing mine.
Yeah.
Just right, out of the bag. Here, let me see that shirt so I could just
Man,
show it to the
Jesus,
freaking.
you're right. That is a chemical fire.
Show
That is
the,
bad.
to the YouTube audience.
So they're going to be able to see a really good copy of it because it's going to get posted. I'll probably post
Yeah,
it
I'll do
on
the
the.
same
I'm going to
thing.
post it on the break. Our reveal video that we did. I did a pretty cool time lapse of Ryan doing the artwork at the Crafted Cup.
Yep.
So that'll be up tonight, and then we're going to promote the crap out of it.
Yep.
We have T-shirts. We have hoodies. I had to do 2 separate links.
So what are the links? I don't know. You
So
let
I
me
didn't
know.
bother sending them to you because we're going to promote them right now.
Okay.
We also have a Teespring store. That's probably going to be the easiest way to find us.
Ooh.
So you just go to teespring.com, search Dead Radio Podcast. You will find the shirt.
Mhm.
If you're familiar with the show, you'll get it. So let me just pull them up. But I believe I didn't write it down, so I'm going to need to try and remember. It's Dead Radio Zombie Pets with a Z is the T-shirt.
Okay.
So teespring.com/Dead Radio Zombie Pets.
Fucking hell.
Well, I didn't want to just do zombie.
No, that was. Oh my god. No.
So the sweatshirt is Dead Radio Zombie sweatshirt though, because that would have been really wordy to do
Yeah.
Zombie Pets with a Z and then sweatshirt.
And then sweatshirt. Yep.
So the T-shirts are $18. There's men's, ladies, in a multitude of colors, and then the sweatshirt only comes in black, just because I think that
Yeah.
anybody who wears a white sweatshirt's
No.
a fucking weirdo.
No, that's bizarre.
All right. Well, I don't see it here. So.
Okay, well I pulled it up, so
It's a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, usually it is.
Dead Radio
Sure, my brother gets the good one. I get the crap one. I see, I see what it is.
sweatshirt.
Yeah,
you
I don't know
probably
what-
misspelled it. There will be links.
Yeah, for that
yeah,
reference.
I got them both up, no problem.
If any loyal fans were listening for when Cousins Revolution was on, Aaron Browne and Ryan Browne are related on a cellular level.
Yep. That's my little brother.
Little brother.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he's 5 years younger than me.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, crazy.
Yep.
You guys don't look that
no,
way.
not at all. We don't look alike.
He
really
looks
at all.
5 years older than you.
Yeah. You know, he's got the
It's all
hard
that
job.
clean
where-
living. Because he doesn't drink beer.
No, you know what? It's that crappy job. He's got that downstate thing that he wants to get out of as fast as possible.
Yeah.
That thing. Oh my god, man. His knees are shot. He's aged ridiculous in the last few years just from that job. It's so stressful.
Do you guys have a good relationship? Are you still like
Oh
friends?
yeah,
or
yeah.
do
No,
you hate
no, we're
each
good
other?
buddies. Yeah, no. For a while there was a little tension, a few years ago, but then we both got our shit together and
Okay.
we were both kind of just like floundering. He was in a bad marriage for a while, and I was kind of bouncing around being an asshole. So
Yeah.
yeah,
At
but
least-
now
at least you admit it.
Yeah, oh yeah, I wholeheartedly admit it.
Can you pull me up over here?
No.
But now things are really good now. Things are much better. I'm hoping to God he gets the bar, pub, brewery, whatever you want to call it, up and running.
Yeah, they've
Psyched.
broken, not to talk too much about
Yeah,
his shit, and not
that's
yours,
alright.
but you
It's
know,
alright.
they just I think they broke ground.
Yeah,
and
they
they're-
just in the last couple of weeks they started breaking ground on it. He's shooting for I think a February opening kind of thing.
Oh,
and,
very
You know,
cool.
like a soft opening, and then like a week or two later doing a official grand opening. Kind
Yeah,
of thing.
we were gonna try and go over there for a remote. So.
Yeah, I'm planning on bringing. I got like 20, 25 people that are like gonna bombard the place the first week or so.
Oh, fuck it.
so,
It's
yeah.
cool. So we
Yeah,
should
so-
have a shit ton of fun.
Yeah.
Do you have pink eye or something?
No,
Oh,
I
the
put
bug,
the bug
the
in
bug.
my eye.
That's the-
Remember?
okay.
I got a bug in my eye while skateboarding.
And you know Tanner.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Yep.
He came in the other day.
Oh,
I hope
Jesus.
he listens to this. He came in the other day, walks in the shop, and then I hear Julia just immediately start giggling. And then he turns around and looks at me, and he's got an eye patch on. The day before, he had been bitching about his contact bothering him.
Oh,
He's
my
just like,
God.
I threw it in, and I shouldn't have thrown it in, so I got to take it out. I don't have any solution on me. Like, he was just bitching about it. And then the next day, he comes in with an eye patch. He scratched the shit out of his cornea.
Nice,
So they
nice.
put an eye patch
Nice.
on him.
Real nice.
So we were just giving him, pirate jokes all day.
I was gonna say, yeah, you got to.
And then he didn't come to the Halloween party.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said that was his excuse. but
Yeah,
I don't-
right.
He
I
could have
don't
been
think
a
he
pirate.
was.
That's the easiest costume.
Yeah,
I know,
if anything that
Go
he
buy a
was
$5 wig and
He
you're
was
set.
a pirate last year, so he has like a
Oh my
$400
God.
pirate costume.
Jesus Christ. There's no excuse then.
Oh yeah. Adam had a Halloween party that went over well.
I think it did, yeah.
I
Nobody
think so.
drank the beer, just me.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there were a bunch of people that had celiac. Well, no, you and then Brian, who has a gluten intolerance, like an allergy, and all the girls didn't really drink beer. So I have a full keg of Dead North Stout from North River Hopton Brewing Company
You're
at my
still
house.
drinking it.
Yeah, it's fine. So
Um,
anyway,
so
what
we
do you
got-
think? So this is
That's
the front.
See, what I thought maybe that you were gonna do was our symbol
I
here.
tried that. It doesn't mesh.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
So,
So right now, it's for people who are just
Yeah.
listening. We have, and if you're just listening, you don't know what the design is. Basically, it's a skull. It's a skull head. Like, what do you call this style?
You know, I'm going to call it like a comic book graffiti style. I've had people say that's very, because I used to do graffiti stuff a long time ago
Yeah.
also. And it kind of, like some of my stuff, it has like a weird graffiti,
Yeah,
like
I
an
was gonna
exaggerated,
say,
like it's not, like the anatomy on things that I draw aren't, it's not 100%, it's all over the place. So.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's I guess just my stupid, my ignorant knowledge of tattooing. I call this new school.
Yeah, that's, yep, because I talked to the guys at Graceland a while back also about possibly, I was going to apprentice under them like years ago, back when Diego was still with them.
Okay.
And because they didn't have a new school guy, and that was the whole thing. Like because I draw that style
Yeah.
of new school stuff, they said it would fit in perfectly, but never got into it again. It was like I said, it terrified the
Right.
hell out of me.
Yeah.
So it's a new school skull
Yeah.
with headphones on and a scarf. Where's with a like in the center of like a ribbon microphone?
Yeah, don't
that's
ask
that's
me-
a
there's
nerd.
no-
That's a
yeah.
nerd thing.
Yeah, there's no explaining it, honestly.
I'm just
Yeah, it's
excited.
great. It's a good logo.
I'm just
I love
excited
it.
you spelled podcast right because I'm still getting mail for the Dead Radio podcast. I don't know what the fuck that's
That
about.
could be a whole nother website.
So I'm excited for the hoodies. So by the way,
Yeah, those are
they
nice.
are, I believe they're $35 for the hoodies, which we're only making a couple dollars on those just because I wanted to keep the price. Like they recommended $50.
Fuck.
Yeah,
you.
well, I'm not doing
That's
that.
crazy.
So unfortunately, I had to do 2 different campaigns because to do a zip-up hoodie with something on the front and something on the back, that's a totally different design than a T-shirt
Okay.
with a thing on
Yep.
the front. So otherwise, it would have been split down the middle. It would have looked like shit.
Yeah. No.
So I didn't want to do that. So there's T-shirts and there are hoodies. You can get the T-shirts in black, green, gray, white, and orange, and the women's T-shirts in black, gray, blue, different gray,
blue.
and
Let me
a red.
see blue. Oh. Well, what the fuck?
What?
The men can't have that?
No, they don't. They have different colors for the women's shirts because they don't even sell the.
That's sexist.
Well, they don't sell the cheap unless you wanted to go with a premium tee for men, which would have been like $4 more. But they don't even offer a cheaper shirt than this for women.
Right.
So it's sexist against women. They only offer the premium ones for women because.
But you can get the white hoodie if you want it.
Yeah, you get yourself
Who
a white fucking hoodie.
Wants a white? Well,
Yeah, some
I know
fucking
who wants a
psychopath.
white hoodie. But
So the hoodies are only coming in black because I feel like
That's the only color.
Yeah.
No
So
more colors.
after we're done with this campaign, we'll roll out our logo hoodies too, because I want one of those.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I need
So
more
and people
hoodies.
have been asking. Logan said he's going to get one.
Yeah.
So
what are the actual websites so we can drive
so
this
it
home?
is teespring.com/deadradiozombiepets with a Z, and that is the T-shirt, and then teespring.com/zombie sweatshirt.
Okay.
All right. If you type in something similar to that, you will find it. Or just go to Teespring. Just go to Teespring because you're not going to be logged in, and just type in Dead Radio Podcast and see what comes up.
All right. Let's see.
Because I just built the storefront today, so you can also get the classic shirt too. We just got to sell 3 of them to fulfill it. So as long as 3 people go on and buy them, it'll print. So yeah, and like I said, Ryan and I have talked, and we're gonna give you 15% of whatever we make
that's
off
cool.
these.
That's
so,
fine. I wasn't even expecting that.
Well, that'll be incentive for you
I don't
to
think
post
they-
it to
Yeah,
your
exactly.
many more followers than we have.
Just a few.
So
they don't need to know that.
no, but I wanted to let them know, and if there are any artists out there that want to come on the show and do this again for us in a few months, you can make a little bit of money, have a little bit of fun, and get a free T-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't search Dead Radio
It doesn't work.
Podcast. It comes up as
It comes up on mine. but-
pre-release design. I don't know what the fuck
yeah.
that's about.
Well, the
but-
pre-release design is going to go away.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to see that.
Okay. But anyway,
but the store might not be up yet. I just built it 25 minutes ago.
so it's probably not totally.
You'll
up.
find it.
But anyway, yeah, man, it's I love the design.
I think it came out
it's
good.
really
It looks
cool.
nice.
It's just it's just totally a total departure from what we, our design is kind of like harsh, like
Yeah.
Apocalyptic
Yep.
type thing. This is a little bit like comical, and I like
Yeah,
that.
a little cartoony.
Yeah.
Family friendly.
So let's talk about you, man. What? How long you been doing this?
Professionally, about 7 years.
Okay.
Been drawing since I was like 5 years old.
What
Parents-
defines professionally?
Getting
paid for it?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Making money enough to pay my bills probably the last 4 years.
Oh, all
Yeah,
right.
7 years. Like I literally 7 years ago packed up because I tried to be a comic book artist when I was like 16. Tried to break into it, got shot down left and right because literally all I did was copy every other artist that was popular and big at the time out there.
Yeah.
And I had meetings with a couple people, and they're like, "Oh, you draw great, but so and so draws this better than you because that's his artwork, basically."
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't stolen, but I was just kind of copying, the Todd McFarlanes and the Jim Lees and the guys that were out there at the time. Gave up because I got shot down, for 2 or 3 years straight, and then just bounced around doing, like I said before, like everything from I worked at BBDO in the city doing advertising, tattoo designs. I did graphic design. I did architecture.
How fun is advertising? That sounds like fun.
No, man. No, not at all. I sat in a goddamn cubicle and I wanted to blow my head off. It was a nightmare. I did it for, I think, 3 years, I think it was. And I traveled back and forth to the city. First year and a half was an internship. I made like $300 a week. Basically spent it all on just travel and food.
But what do you do? You just you
It was
use
the
your creative
to do
ideas.
hands down the most pathetic thing. Like a perfect example is one of the first jobs I got was doing storyboards for a Pizza Hut commercial, and they would give you a box like an 8x10 piece of paper with like 5 or 6 little 1-inch by 1-inch squares, and on each square you'd have to do a pencil drawing of basically a stick figure of,
Okay.
of each character, like say us sitting at the table. And the first couple times I did it, I would put detail into it and all kinds of, this is the guy and his hair and this and that. And they're like, no, we just want stick figures.
Yeah.
So I sat there for 8 hours a day drawing stick figures, losing my fucking mind for like 3 years straight. It was a nightmare. I hated it. Hated every second of it.
But somebody has to do that. So maybe
Exactly, that's the
someone
thing.
with
And
a
the
little
worst
less-
part is I bumped into a guy that used to
Yeah.
work at there. I mean, we were making no money. It was a nightmare, boring job. Sat in a cubicle. I found out that I could do the work in like an hour, and then I literally would just go walk around the city and hang out at the comic book shops and go to the movies because nobody paid attention. They didn't
Wow.
care. There was hundreds of us sitting in a giant room just drawing stupid storyboards for commercials all day long.
So you're just basically sapping your creativity
it was a
for
night-
something that just absolutely could not give a shit
They
less about.
wanted it dumbed down so much. Like I said, I would put even faces. And I'm like, no, we don't want faces. Just circles, heads, bodies. This is where so and so is going to be
Oh my
standing. And I'm like, okay.
So your
Like,
skills would probably start to deteriorate.
It was
after
horrible.
A while.
Yeah, after a couple months, I literally would bring books to work. I'd sit and read books. I would just once I found out that because you didn't really punch in, punch out. You just kind of went in. sat down, and they gave you your check.
They just wanted you to justify work.
Yeah,
that's
so
all.
like I would bang through 5 or 6 jobs and be like, all right, it's 12:30. I'm gonna go walk around, go get lunch, and I just wouldn't come back till like 3:30.
And a
4
bunch of
o'clock.
fucking old men in suits
That's-
going, "Oh, this is great.
Exactly.
This is perfect.
That's
this is perfect.
exactly-
well done.
yep.
Well done.
That's exactly
you
what it
deserve
was.
a raise."
Yeah.
The funny thing is that job's probably been replaced by software already.
That and the sad thing
Yeah.
is I bumped into a guy who started the internship about the same time I did, and we both said, "Oh, this job's horrible. Hate it. He stuck it out, and now he's making like 120,000 a year. Like,
Yeah.
you know, working like some upper echelon. You know, doing something at the job that I didn't have the balls to stick it out, but he did.
I mean, yeah, he's making all that money, but
I'm sure he's not. You know, granted, I'm not making nowhere near that amount of money, but I'm happy doing what I'm doing. Like every
Right.
weekend, I'm happy as can be. Yeah, his money might make him happy though. He might be kind of happy.
well, I don't know, man. It all depends. I was miserable at my last job, making way more than I'm making now.
Yeah.
But I'm happy now. Today was the first day I went into work where I was like angry at work. Not at work. I didn't get a lot of sleep. I had 1 or 2 customers that I was just like, go
Yeah.
fuck your mother.
Yep.
You know,
That-
like
honestly,
I almost said it. Like it almost
that's-
came
yeah.
out. Why don't you go fuck your mother? And then, and I'll toast your bagel while you go fuck
Yeah.
your mother. But I'd
Yelp,
much rather
and then go on Yelp and tell everyone that I said that
yeah,
to you.
yeah. I'd much rather do that
Oh yeah. Then
than
like I'd rather yes, it is stressful every once in a while because week to week I don't know where my paycheck's coming from. You know, like I have a few corporate jobs here and there that every 30 days they'll send me a check for something. Like I've done some skateboard designs, I've done some graphic design work here and there, but I never really know 100% where an actual paycheck's coming from. Like I could go a week where I'm like, I made $50 or I made $5,000 this week. You know, you never really know.
So
Yeah,
people
I know how
approach-
that is. It shit sucks. I mean, that's why I work at the coffee shop because it's just I know I'll at least have that.
Yeah,
But
and
then there'll
honestly,
be some weeks where I got paid for 5 different things, and now all of a sudden I have $10,000.
yeah, and you're like,
now
you're
I
like,
can
oh, shit,
now I can
I
pay
did-
off all the credit
yeah,
cards
exactly. Like, oh, I
that
did
I've been
good,
racking
and then I
up.
piss away all the money, and I'm like,
Yeah.
shit, I got 2 more weeks of nothing now.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for my wife basically forcing me like 3 years ago to quit, because I used to, that's where her and I we actually met at Barnes and Noble, and we both used to work there, and I fucking hated that job. Oh my god,
I can't imagine that being a good job.
it when we first started, it wasn't bad because it was I like books. I like you go hang out in the music department. I got to hang out and I worked there, talk music with people. But the fucking customers, man, I'm sure. I mean, you guys know it's a goddamn nightmare once in a while. You get these people, and there I think it's worse because they're like a I don't know how to describe them. They're just it's a whole
Pompous.
Yeah, it's a whole nother level of like they expect you to like basically bend over backwards and just take it right in the ass for them. Like they expect you to just wait on them hand and foot, and it's just I couldn't stand it. Hated every second of it. I got so many fights and arguments at that place. Unbelievable. I don't know how I lasted as long as I did there.
Yeah, I'll never do retail again.
No, I won't. Like I'd rather go live in a box on the side of the street than to do that because I couldn't do it again. After I've actually contemplated, I was like, maybe to get out of the house once in a while, go do something. I thought about maybe going down the dark side, talking to those guys, maybe working there like a couple hours a week. I didn't want to do that. I don't want to deal with people anymore.
Do you want to work at the mall in a coffee shop?
Nope.
Nope.
That's gonna be. It's gonna be.
Are you gonna end up with that one?
No.
Okay.
I told him he told us that he was opening these locations
Yeah.
at a party at his house,
Oh,
like a
Jesus.
work party. Invited everybody over, and as soon as it was out of his mouth, I was like, I'm never working
Yeah.
there.
Nope.
Not
I've
gonna-
never.
it's not gonna
Knock
happen.
on wood. Never had to work in a mall. Never
Yeah.
once. Never.
The most that I'll do is if they're really in a bind, I'll go there and
yeah,
I will just
cover,
make
help out.
drinks.
Yep.
I won't talk to anyone. I don't want to learn all of anything that happens
Nope.
there because I don't want to be on call.
Nope. No.
So I can make drinks anywhere, but I don't want to. I don't
No,
want to deal
the
with
mall.
the mall.
I couldn't deal with it. I don't know how people do that.
Yeah.
I've known people that worked in like the same store in the mall for 20 years. Like there's a
Dude,
girl I know that works up there.
Thanksgiving night, somebody needs to be there between 7:30 and 1 a.m.
Oh my god!
because
that's
they have
right,
man-
that's
they have
right.
mandatory
I
hours.
forgot about that. Holy
So
shit,
they're
that's crazy.
we are I guess we're allowed to close between like 1 and 4 or some shit
Oh my
like that.
God.
But then we have to be open like really early again on Black
And
Friday.
that place is gonna be packed.
Yeah.
You know, it's
And I'm
gonna,
like-
it's gonna be the new spot.
Well,
and
but
it's gonna be
the
coffee
thing
in the
is,
morning.
like he's going to make a lot of money because you have 3,000 employees in the
Yep.
mall who are all showing up at 3
Pissed
o'clock
off,
in the
want
morning,
coffee, yep.
want coffee. So it makes perfect sense. It's just not for me.
No, not at all.
It's
There's
just
no
not for
way.
me. I'm not
No,
doing it.
And I wouldn't want to deal with those people in the mall. That,
Yeah.
Oh my god, no way. Nope, nightmare.
Yeah,
So-
he's going to be cutting it close for Black Friday, man.
Oh yeah. No, I know, but
Yeah, he's supposed
he
to be
has to.
at the end of this month is when he's shooting open, right?
It was supposed to be October 1.
Okay,
and
that's
then
what
it kept
I
getting,
remember
it's
saying
not
that.
his fault. It's
No,
just
it's
contractors
slow
and like
moving.
ordering shit,
Yeah.
and he's at the mercy of other people right now. So that and then he's still got to hire a whole bunch of people. So
I didn't
he's
think
gonna
about
be
that part.
working there.
He's
open
gonna be
and
so
close
burned
for
out
like
by the end
2
of
months.
holidays.
Yeah. So
by New Year's he's gonna
I
be
mean,
fried.
I'm sure people take hours from our shop, but I mean, he still has to staff our shop.
Yeah.
I'd love to play the logistics on the air thing for Crafted Cup, but I fucking can't
Why?
right now.
What's
I don't
going
know.
on?
My computer's getting all fucking goofy on me. But so 7 years professional.
Yep, 7
and,
years professional, 3 years officially, 3 or 4 years officially making money to pay my bills and like living happily, enough to like not be like, oh shit, I bought coffee today.
So how
pay the gas."
how does that work? Like, how do you get paid? I guess it's a
Basically,
weird question
it's
to ask.
I have to kind of like whore myself out for lack of a better term. It's like I email every company I could think of, from like the big name companies, Marvel, DC, down to like the small little tiny companies. Like basically, are you looking for work? Here's my portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
Do the comic conventions, which at this point, nowadays there's one almost every single weekend. There's a show somewhere within like a state or two away. Like next weekend, I'm gonna be in Albany and Saugerties, like for a 2-day. Like Saturday's one show, Sunday's another show, and basically like going there, talking to publishers, writers, people looking for work. Want you to do a cover? Want you to do an issue? Want you to do pinups? And then honestly, Instagram, greatest free website for business for any artist out there. Like, I don't know if there's any comic book artists listening to this thing. It's hands down the best.
We kind of found that out too.
Yeah, it's
we
unreal.
were trying to do like Twitter and Facebook, but it's fine. But Instagram seems to have a little
Instagram's
bit better.
got like it's more visual. It's a much quicker response to things. Like I'll post something up there, and if I post, here's a picture of Spider-Man that I drew. Who wants to buy it? Within an hour, it'll be sold. I put it on Twitter, put it on Facebook, and my friends will see it. And they're like, oh, that's really great. That's cool. But that's because Facebook's more of just a friends kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, it hits such a wider variety because you put all the hashtags and all that crap in there, and it hits such a wider variety of people. It's honestly, if it wasn't for Instagram, I'd still be working at Barnes & Noble, I think.
Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
I really, because...
How fucking awesome.
Yeah, because, I
Gives
mean...
me hope.
Yeah, because honestly, like, if it wasn't for that, like, because I have a website, I paid for a website at Big Cartel for years. I think I would sell maybe 2 or 3 things every month. I'd pay $20 a month to make $20, basically. It was a waste.
That's me.
And then Instagram popped up, and it started being like the new cool thing. And I hopped on there, and I think after you hit about 1,000 followers, it starts to snowball a little bit more. I don't know what the weird algorithms are for all this shit. Like, because I noticed for a while I sat at like 100, and now I'm up like 18,000, something like that, people.
Mm-hmm.
And it just seems like every day I'm like 5 to 20 new followers just out of nowhere. I don't know where they come from because I don't hashtag anything any different. I don't do anything any different.
And you figure that out of 20 people that follow you, 5 are actually like not like
they might pay attention. They
pay
actually
attention.
give a shit about it because
Pay
like I'll
attention.
have almost 20,000 followers on. There's like 18 and change or whatever it is now, and I'll post a picture that might get 1,000 likes.
Right.
And everyone's like, oh, well, where are the other 18,000? They don't pay attention. And there's half the things that I follow on there I don't pay attention to half the time.
And it's just you're getting hit with posts.
Oh yeah,
post
nonstop.
Post.
Yep.
You have to like almost time your posts.
There's a weird little there's a rhythm to it. Like you don't post at certain times during the day.
Yeah.
Like lunchtime's a bad time, but you do it like on like right after people get home from work, or you do it like Thursday, Friday, Saturday when people get their paychecks. People want stuff to people to buy things.
I think a good time to post is like during the week, Monday through Friday, is like 6. Or 6:30,
Yep,
when people are just waking up and they like grab their phone and like sit in bed like I don't want to go to fucking work.
So being that I run several accounts, I've noticed all of this, and I've been checking. And Tanner noticed that if he would post at 6 a.m., he would get more traction.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't agree with that because if I do that with the podcast, I get less.
Oh yeah, because
I got to do it at noon for the podcast, and I get more. Whereas with Crafted Cup, between 7 and 9 a.m., like before people get to work, that seems to be kind of when he gets his most traction.
Yep.
But I mean, we're really talking a difference of 10 to 15 views. I mean that the coffee shops gets like 170 views every day for everything that I do. Whereas we get like 20 to 50. Sometimes we get 300 just randomly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so I get a good. Have you thought about original concepts or anything?
I
like that?
have actually.
know
For a
this
while,
might-
I tried to do stuff like that. I had a couple ideas here and there, but actually, my wife wrote a phenomenal kids book, and I have to get off my ass and draw it. Like I've been sitting on it for probably 2 years now. It's a Comic-Con related story, dogs and as like people, and it's adorable, and I just have to get off my ass and actually draw it.
Right.
I don't know if I want to actually break in and do comic books, like the actual interiors. I love doing the covers. I've done some covers for stuff. I've done pinups. I've done some, odds and end things. I might be doing. I've talked to a couple friends, like these two guys who are phenomenal writers, and they have a hilarious idea. I don't, I don't like the serious stuff. I don't like, I love reading X-Men and stuff like that because I'm a giant nerd. But I don't want to draw that stuff. Like I love goofy shit. Like I don't know if you guys know The Tick. You remember the book? The Tick?
Fuck yeah! I just started watching The Tick on Amazon.
I love The Tick. It's hands
a
down one of the
brilliant show.
Yeah, brilliant show, amazing book. Like the comic was hilarious back in the day, and I remember reading that book. I was like, "This is the kind of shit I want to draw. I don't want to draw serious stuff. It's boring."
I remember the Tick cartoon.
Yeah.
You know, I
and
used
there was
to
the
watch
original
that.
show.
Yeah.
There was a show that was out like 10 years ago, and then they just did the reboot now.
This
And-
one is like,
Oh, it's
ridiculous,
It's
right?
hilarious.
it might be the funny. It's
Yep, it's dark.
I
It's a lot darker than
howl.
I was expecting.
The problem
show.
is that there's not enough of it.
Yeah, I know. Was it like
Six
I
episodes.
watched the
episodes? Yeah.
entire thing in one night.
Yep.
It
I
was
banged
like
through it, and I was
it's
like, shit, that's
shorter
it.
than a 2-hour movie.
to be
I mean,
fair, they're gonna come back with season 2, and
Yeah,
I
they're
imagine
already
that they're
talking about it.
probably gonna do like 10 episodes.
I
12
hope so.
episodes.
I hope so.
But
Because
now, like,
who the fuck? You can't do a 10-episode treatment for the fucking Tick.
yeah.
Sorry.
The strange
You're
thing
only
about
gonna
it is
grab the
back
dorks.
back in the 90s, we wanted 45 to 50 episodes of a show per
Oh, yeah.
year. You know.
Oh,
No,
the
it was like 30.
X-Files.
It was like 35
Oh,
or
yeah.
40.
Watch
X-Files.
Yeah.
old X-Files on like
Yeah.
Netflix or something.
Season 1's fucking 40
Yeah.
episodes.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell?
Yep.
They would be off for 10 weeks and that
Yeah.
would be it.
No
Yep.
wonder David
But-
Duchovny just went away.
But then for some reason everything switched to a 1-hour format and it was like 12 episodes.
12, 13 episodes, and then had like that mid-season break. And
then Walking Dead was like, do you know how expensive this is?
yeah,
And then it went to 8
Half
episodes and then 6 and
Yep.
then it went 6 and 6 for a little while
Yep.
and then Game of Thrones was like, this is really fucking expensive.
yeah, and they take 2 years off.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
It's
But a show like that has no budget. Like
No.
that show is so fucking
No.
cheap to make. The Tick
I think the
I'm
most
talking
expensive
about,
thing
you
was
know?
the suit, because if you notice the
Yeah.
very first episode, it was the suit looked like shit.
Yeah.
It looked like it was duct taped. It was garbage. And then
oh,
the
it was
second
weird.
and the second episode, he's like, "You look different." He's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And he just kept, because they actually got a budget, because the first episode was a pilot, and the first episode
Yeah.
looked like crap. The suit was horrible looking. I was like, "That I can make that with paper mache in my basement. What the fuck is that?" And then the second episode is all armored up, and it looks like something out of Batman. I was like, "All right, it looks better." And he made a comment about it while they're in an alley.
Yeah.
He's like, "You look different." He's like, "No, I don't." And he keeps going. I was like, "All
And
right."
just real quick, and I knew it. I knew it too. I was like,
Yeah.
they got a bigger
Yeah,
budget.
they got a
and
budget
fucked
because
around.
the first episode was good, and they're like, "All right, throw them some money," and they spent it all on the suit. Because there's no other costumes in that thing. You know, everyone else is just in regular clothes basically.
Yeah. But so break it down for a comic, because me, I'm a I read them, but I don't pay. I used to read them, I should say, and I don't pay attention to them. Like you're the guy who draws the. Like
There's a
there's a s-
penciler, there's a
it-
penciler, an inker, colorist. Some people do both. Like I do pencils and inks on things.
Okay.
But like I said, I don't know if. Like I've talked to so many people for so long. All I wanted to do was break in and do comic books, and I've talked to so many artists, like bigger name people that I've become friends with over the years, and they're all saying just keep doing what you're doing because there's no money in it. They pay so fucking little.
Wow.
It's like $60 to $70 a page when you're a no-name person, and you're looking at like 15 to 20 hours into a page for a book. So you
Egon
pay like $1 an hour. Like, it's
Egon
ridiculous.
Spangler said it best: "Print is dead."
Yeah, I mean,
He said that in the
thing,
80s.
The thing for me, the only comic I still read is Walking Dead.
Yeah, I'm right there
It's
with
the
you
only
too.
one
Yeah,
that I
it's the only
read.
one that
But
on a
I
monthly
also-
basis I have to get.
But I also won't get it on a monthly basis.
No?
No, I wait until the compendium comes out
Okay.
and then I read them all.
Yep.
But the thing is, they're making the compendium for the people who are like, I'm not spending,
Yeah.
what is it like?
It's like I think it's $4.99 a book now or something like that. Or at least $4
and that
a
comes
book.
out every month.
Yeah.
It's like I spend that on beer like in an hour.
Yep.
Or less than an hour. I spent $20 on the beer that I brought today. You know what I mean? So it's like it's not that much money. It's just I would almost it's
and
more the
it's-
chore of it.
Yeah.
If I could just like pay them $200 and have them just send it to my house.
At the end of the month or
that would be fucking great.
Yep.
But like I'm not into the culture enough to like go to the comic book store and get
it's,
that. You know,
it's not as much fun as it used to be. I used to be that junkie kid who would buy 20, 30 books a week.
Yeah.
Like I was that kid. Like I had box after box after box, and I ended up selling them years ago to like pay rent. And like I had a landlord who was like, I collect comics. I'm like, fine, give me a month's rent free, and here's my comics.
You're fucking what's his name from Mallrats? What's the guy's name?
Jason Todd. No, Jason Todd.
Which guy?
Brody. Fucking
Brody. Yeah.
I don't remember his name.
Or is it Bodie?
No,
it
was Brody.
I don't know.
It was
They
Brody,
all have weird fucking names.
But
we've been,
like
we were pouring over fucking Chasing Amy today, trying to get.
I love that movie.
Yeah,
that
and we talked
best.
about it before. Here, I'll just. Well, hang on, don't do anything. All right, now do it.
You're fine.
Am I off?
No.
I feel like we do this every week because my volume is completely up.
I don't know.
Sorry about him. He's dealing with being an anchor.
There it is. Yep. There it is.
Trace.
So that's the only clean audio of that because there's like
that's
a
the most famous
full-on
line.
song playing at crazy loud volume while they're having the argument over him being a tracer.
Good soundtrack, but you're right. They played
so
nonstop.
Mad.
Yep.
And it's like, are they trying to pretend that this is background audio? Like there's music playing at this comic convention? Because
Probably,
it's just as loud as the people talking, and it's so distracting.
But
it's all I can see
And
now.
the funny thing is, music's probably not playing at Comic-Con.
No. 9 times out of 10, it's just dead silence, and all you hear is just nerds talking nonstop, and the smell of like BO and virginity.
The smell of BO and virginity.
Great. I'm going to lose a lot of sales this month.
Well, I mean, actually, who the fuck said it? I was talking to someone very recently. It's like being a nerd nowadays isn't such a bad thing anymore.
No, it's become like the cool, not the I guess not cool, but when I was,
I think there's a big difference between
right,
like somebody
though.
wearing like somebody wearing a Captain America shirt and someone spending $22,000 a year on comic books.
True. Yeah.
Yes.
Like I have
that's a fucking nerd.
Yeah. I have a good friend, a kid. I love the kid to death. He was in my wedding, hands down best friend in the world. He's the guy who gets the box delivered he lives in the city every week from
what
Midtown
is
Comics.
That? Loot Crate or whatever the hell?
No, it's from Midtown Comics, the big giant shop. Like they literally deliver his books because he's just like boom, he just gets a box and it's like 60 books a week. Like it's insane. He's like, he sends me pictures like, look what I got. I'm like, God damn, dude. Like I buy one book if I'm lucky a month. Like
so that's 60 times.
Dude, don't even do.
I just want to know. I have to know.
Yep.
So
And he also used to do
let's say conservatively $7 each.
Go five. Yeah, because there's a lot of like $3.99ers out there.
So that's $300 a week.
Yep.
That's $15,600 a year.
Don't do
pre-tax.
That's like an alcoholic smoker.
Yeah.
And he
who
drinks
also
like crazy.
likes heroin once in a while.
And he drinks like crazy. He's like the guy who's at the bars all the weekends. He still parties like he's same age as me. He's 43 years old. And he still parties like he's 20 years old. I don't understand that at all.
Well, but the argument is, some people have, I pointed at you. I'm like, some people have alcohol.
Well, that's the thing. It's like
You?
I could spend $5 on the beer that I bring to this show, but then I don't have anything to really talk about. So I spent a lot of money on beer today.
Yeah.
But I don't spend $15,000 a year on beer.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Mm-hmm. No,
I would say conservatively maybe 5,000. Figure if that's at $100 a week, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's
a new liver too.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, I love the kid to death, but he's
when I used to really make money, dude, I would stop at halftime every single day on my way home and pick out like really good craft beer, and it would be like $20, $25 a day.
That's crazy.
And it wasn't even a large amount of beer. It would just be 4 to 6 really nice beers.
Wow.
And now I think it's just like what I could have done with that money.
I know it's depressing. I don't even want to talk about it.
Well, since we're here,
yeah. So I'm drinking.
What are you drinking?
I forgot that this was a sour beer. So it really surprised me. It's
hold on, play the sounder.
Oh,
I made it for you, and
you have it. You have it on your thing. I don't. I never got it onto my soundboard.
All right, so never mind. Just go, because my shit's still down. I'm trying to.
I
To alcohol.
There you go.
The cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
Before, while I was like fucking around while you guys were just talking, I was trying to find the show key map again. So fucking annoying. So I'm just gonna leave it. I just need to leave the program open because every time I can't find it, and then I open the wrong one, and I can't remember where the wrong one is to delete it.
Nice.
Anyway, so this is from. I went to Millhouse today because I had to do a bunch of driving around and go to court and shit like that. So I
want to
in
hear about that.
when
you're done.
Okay, so I stopped at Millhouse for a burger because I hadn't eaten anything. And then I saw they have these, they call it a crowler. It's a can.
Crowler, I like that.
They fill right there and like seal it. So you can buy this and it'll still be good in a week.
Wow,
Unlike when you
alright.
fill a growler and you got to drink it in like 36
Yep.
hours. So that's pretty cool.
When are we getting Millhouse on the show so we can do a full-on tasting?
I've been trying. I've
Or
been
I can
trying
smell
to
the
get,
food from afar.
Yeah, you can't. You can't have anything. I still know Dan, who works in the kitchen there. He's like the head chef. But Chris, one of the former owners, resigned in disgrace, I guess.
Oh
so.
Jesus Christ! All right. Well,
Yeah, I can't give the whole story, but it was yes, I'm no longer with that company.
All right.
So this is Citra Bridges. I don't know if it's new. I haven't been there in a while, but it's a sour IPA. Really fucking great, but you want to be prepared for it. You don't want to go in thinking it's just going to be a regular old IPA and then take a swig and it's fucking sour.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just forgot. But it's really good. It's very drinkable. I've had the whole thing and I'm not having like a fucking acid reflux attack yet, so it's not
yet.
It's not
Give it
real
time.
acidic.
Give it time.
Yeah, and then after that, I'm switching to the Derailer, but I may just take that home because I also brought some Dead North Stout.
Yeah, leftover Dead North Stout. Still being poured at
BC Kitchen, I
BC Kitchen,
believe.
formerly
Yeah.
known as Baby Cakes. Always known as Baby Cakes in my heart.
And at my house, if you'd like to come over.
I have Espolón tequila that I've been nursing for quite some time.
All right. So I would give this, I would say for a
water.
sour, I'd give this a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
As a beer, I'd give it an 8.
Oh,
Wow.
okay. Fun.
Yeah. So as far as sour goes, it's definitely very sour, but that's it.
And
There's
Ryan, you
nothing
said
really.
You're not much of a drinker, right?
No, not so much anymore now. You know, because honestly, I have a beer and I'm out. Like I fall asleep. Like it's pathetic.
It's tough getting old.
Yeah, it really is. Honestly. Yeah, seriously. I just hit 43 like 5 days ago, man. Oh God.
Oh, well, happy birthday.
Ugh, I don't want to talk about it. We're not going to discuss it. It didn't happen. I'll stick with water and coffee.
Well, you have a youthful look, like me.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks I'm 20-something. Somebody actually asked me, "Do you go to Vassar?" I went, I don't have the intelligence, money, or
Yeah.
time.
It's just like
or
some
age for that.
some of my high school, some of the people that we went to high school with are teaching their kids how to drive right now.
Oh yeah, I know it's terrifying. Like one of my niece's teachers. I went to school with a kid. She's like, oh yeah, she's like, Mr. Stapleton, he knows you. I'm like, son of a bitch. I'm like, wow. I'm like, all right, he's teaching kids. He's got a real career. I'm like, I'm running around to comic conventions every weekend. Giant child. I'm like, whatever. Buy toys any chance I get. It's pathetic.
So yeah, back to the comic book breakdown thing. So it's
Yeah.
like it's kind of involved. If it depends on the person, I guess.
Yeah, it's a lot of companies. I don't know. I've done, like I said, a few different things for a few different companies. It's fun. It's not bad. I've done odds and end things here and there, but honestly, it's the commissions. Like people just hitting me up with emails and on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, like, hey, I want you to draw Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, whatever they want, and I give them a price, and they, like I said, I'm booked probably about a month and a half in advance. Like right now at this point, I might have to cut them off in the next week or so before Christmas because I got like a bunch of big ones that people want, like giant, like 22 by 36 kind of pieces, and those take a long time. I can't rush through something like that.
Yeah. Well, and
Can you give us like a basic idea of how much something like that costs? I mean, I know
like smaller.
everyone
I was
is
looking
going to
at the
be
prints on your
Yeah,
store.
like smaller.
For anybody listening, it's Ryan Browne with an E at the end. .storeenvy.com. It's like $10-15 for some of your.
Yeah, the
for
prints
some of
are
those.
decent price. Like small things like
Some of
this.
the
Like
prints.
this is just some of the Inktober stuff. Like
The creature from the Black
yeah, like
Lagoon.
things like
How
this.
fucking cool!
The 9x12 ones, like small ones, black and white, they're only $60 for an original piece, and then it's $80 for a full color. And then when you start getting up to the bigger ones, they start going to 100, 150, 200, 250 kind of thing. You get to 11x14s, 11x17s, things like that.
I love the classic monster stuff.
Yeah, I love the
That's
Universal
my
thing.
favorite shit. Oh, is that what they're the
The Universal monsters or Universal creatures, whatever.
They've already fucked that pig.
Oh my god! Yeah, what was it that mummy? That
Oh,
that,
man,
I
did
didn't
that
see
take
that
a
thing, but
shit.
holy shit, that thing bombed.
I didn't see it.
The
I didn't-
Tom Cruise
one?
You
Yeah,
didn't
monstrosity.
have to see it. Watch the trailer.
Yep.
Just watch the trailer and watch the trailer closely. It's a dog shit movie.
Oh yeah, it looks like a Michael Bay like just atrocity. It's
he
horrible.
just somehow
looking, like-
survives that fucking plane crash.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like he might have powers because he wakes up in the morgue or some stupid shit. I don't know. He pops up. I don't Out of
whatever.
morbid
It looked
curiosity, I
fucking
want to
dumb.
Redbox it for like $1 just
I'm
to
gonna
see
watch
how
it.
just to
Just
see how
I'll
bad it
Just
turn
is.
watch
on.
it for free online.
Yeah,
It's
it'll
there.
pop. Yeah, it'll pop up.
Yeah.
Online or on demand or something. I'm sure
Yeah.
soon.
If I see it, I'll watch it. But
Yeah.
just
because
it looks
it's
so bad.
It looks absolutely horrendous. I refuse to give that thing my money.
I watched Suicide Squad after all the garbage, after all the shit.
I had to.
I
Just-
watched
yeah,
it and
yeah.
I went, yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I watched. I was like, yeah, it's bad, but it's only so bad because of the severe disappointment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you had never heard of it, like
You'd
if
go
you'd
into it and
never
you'd be like,
heard,
"That's a cool movie."
Yeah, you'd be
But
like, that was fine.
Comic book fans
Yeah,
are
if
diehard.
you didn't know
we're
anything about the
psychos.
characters and all that shit.
Yeah,
and-
we're psychos.
yeah.
Like you have to have it. If it's not dead on perfect, you're
I
fucked.
think that's why Deadpool was
just-
such a hit.
Deadpool's a hit, and Marvel's knocked it out of the park 100 times with every
Yeah.
movie they've done. I mean, even
Yeah.
Ant-Man, something I'm like, who the fuck wants to
I
see
know.
Ant-Man? But Ant-Man was hilarious.
I liked
loved
it.
it. I loved
I liked
Ant-Man.
it.
I was like, Paul
I
Rudd. I'm
didn't
like,
hate it.
really? Like, come on.
I thought it was going to be really, really
Yep.
dumb, and
But-
I was like, I just don't understand why anyone would want to see that. Or
Yeah, but it was
yeah.
fun. Like it was an
Yeah.
hour and 45 minutes of fun. Like it was a good movie. But every DC movie is just
Civil War kind of bored the shit out of me, but when he showed
Yeah.
up,
yeah.
I was like, oh, I like this movie.
Yeah, it was
I
kind
think I think that there were points in Civil War that made it worth it, but
Yeah.
it was just
There was too
overall.
much.
I'm just not sure what the. Even at the end of the movie, I saw the trailer and I was like, I don't understand what they're fighting about. And then
Yeah.
I watched the whole movie and I was like, still don't understand what they're fighting.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah,
about. Like I can understand it being a heated conversation.
but let's
like,
kill
like,
each other.
like a political conversation, but let's kill each other.
Yeah. It's a little.
I
It's
just-
a little much.
I didn't see it
was
at
so
all.
much different than again with the comic. Like the story was so elaborate and so in depth, and it was they couldn't do it because Marvel doesn't have the rights to 90% of the characters that are in
Yeah.
their own universe, which is just weird.
Yeah.
To like they don't have the rights to half the characters that they've given them, for movies. So they could only use like those 10 people.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah.
comics, it's like a 300-person battle.
I just
yeah,
saw a man.
I remember when the first Avengers came out, and I was like, "What about Spider-Man?" That was
Yeah.
so dumb of them.
Yep.
Because they were like, "We made the 3 movies. Tobey Maguire did
Yep.
a great job, and we'll just sell it to Sony, and it'll
Yeah.
be fine. They'll
Yep.
never
Can I
make another
stop
one."
you for a sec?
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire did do a good job.
Oh yeah.
It's what's his nuts who directed it, who just
Yeah.
fucking
that
grenaded
and
the
they,
whole
they
thing.
jammed,
it
They
seemed.
jammed like what 10 characters into the third. You had Venom, you had Hobgoblin, you had
Yeah.
like it was so many
And
people.
all like
Sandman
why
too
Sandman
why
showed
the
up.
fuck? First of all, why Sandman? Come on.
Yeah.
No one wants to see that movie.
No.
And then like
And they make
Venom,
Venom, who's
what-
a major character, make him
fucking
a bit
Topher Grace or what the fuck?
Topher
is,
Grace, yeah.
Yeah. Really?
Yep.
He's supposed to be a
Yep.
bodybuilder.
Well, was it?
He was a
supposedly-
bodybuilder.
Supposedly, Tom Hardy. They just started filming the new
Yes.
Venom, and it's gonna be an
Yeah.
R-rated horror style.
Yeah.
They're saying it's gonna be like a real dark, twisted. And if
And
Tom
it's, like,
Hardy's attached
separate.
to it, I'm set
It's-
because
it's
Mad
separate
Max
from
was
the-
fucking amazing.
It's
I love
separate
that
from
movie.
Marvel,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yep.
Sony owns
Sony
the
owns
rights.
it, so I'm hoping
Yeah.
if they're gonna do it, they're saying it's gonna be like almost like a horror movie kind of thing because
Yeah.
Spidey's not gonna be in it supposedly.
Yeah.
But the second they said Tom Hardy and they showed like a set, like the first picture from the set with them filming day one, I'm on board.
Well,
because
that could.
Tom
I mean,
Hardy's
that could
awesome.
definitely open up a whole new just Spider-Man universe too,
It
because
could,
they
'cause
still
he's got so many
they still
characters.
retain the rights to make more
Yep.
Spider-Man movies.
Yep.
It just can't be in the Avengers universe.
Exactly, they can't cross them
Yeah.
over unless they
Yeah.
do some kind of giant corporate.
Yeah.
Did Homecoming came out? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's out on.
Was it
I've
any-
been trying
did
to
you
rent
see
it.
it was good.
I haven't seen it.
It was
yet.
good. It was.
I'm not a
it was-
Spider-Man guy. I don't
See,
like
I
Spider-Man.
grew up loving Spider-Man, but the movies, it's like this one was the only one where they didn't retell the origin again, and they didn't do all the same
they don't need
bullshit.
to.
No, but that's the thing. They think they need to dumb it down for every
Yeah.
stupid person. They think, well, there's that 5 people in the audience who don't know about Uncle Ben and Aunt May, blah 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 blah. It was good. I like the kid
Yeah.
in it. He might be my favorite of all the characters. He
And
fits
he's the only.
age.
Yeah, he's the only one who feels like the proper
Yeah,
age.
because
He's
like
supposed to be
Andrew
16
Garfield was
years
cool
old.
and all, but that kid looked like he was like 30 years old. He looked
Yeah.
too old for it. What's it? Tobey Maguire was
Mm-hmm.
good in the first one, and then it slowly got worse and worse because he seemed to kind of just I don't know. I lost interest.
When
in
I
it.
saw
the third
the
one was so epic.
Oh,
when I
the third
though.
one was so
saw the
horrible.
s-
That dance scene was
Yeah.
so bad.
When I saw the second one, and he was in college, and they had that montage where raindrops keep falling.
Oh,
on
yeah,
my head,
yes.
and he's raising his hand, and he's just like I think it probably didn't happen, but I picture him like walking through campus and jumping up and clicking his heels
Yeah.
as the whole thing's going
Yep.
on. That might have happened. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Honestly, the
but I'm
best-
like, what is this?
Yeah.
Sam Raimi, what the fuck is
Yeah.
this?
Yep.
I don't know.
And
man.
it's-
from Sam Raimi too. Man.
I know
that's
that's
what
that's the
blew my
depressing thing.
fucking mind.
Yeah.
He's
Yep.
he's
He
great.
Just
That,
stick with
like,
horror movies, man.
He could
Seriously.
have like imagine a Venom movie that he could
Oh,
have made.
Jesus,
But
that'd be
I really
sick.
feel like he directed it, but he had no no creative control
that's the
over
thing.
story
I heard
and
the
no creative
rumors.
control over casting.
That's what I think happened in
Yeah.
the third one. Is supposedly
Yeah.
the corporate people were just like up his ass, and he finally was just like, I think from what I've heard in interviews and stuff like that, he kind of was just like, fuck you.
When are these rich old douchebags gonna realize that the people creating the stuff are the people that are gonna make it good?
Yep. I mean, yeah.
Your input is garbage.
Yeah, look at Ryan Reynolds with the Deadpool thing. He pushed that thing for years,
Mm-hmm.
put his own money behind it to make that little small trailer thing, and he busted his ass.
That
thing was epic.
that was no small.
No, but when
I
when
watched
that
that
tons.
stupid
Oh,
short
so did I, 100
probably
times.
30 times.
Yep. When that thing first came out, the internet went nuts, and it was on it was Facebook. You couldn't stay away from that thing. It was everywhere, and that movie turned out to be probably one of the best and like most straight, like right on for like the character. Like it was dead on. It was perfect.
No pun intended. But another thing I want to bring up, another reboot that's happening is Hellboy.
Yeah.
And I know you've done some Hellboy art.
Yep.
And I loved the first one.
I'm pissed that they
love-
dropped the ball and didn't do a third one because the second one was left wide open for a third one.
And the second one was fine.
I thought the second
Yeah,
one was,
it was
I thought
good.
it was good. I thought
I mean, for what
visually,
it was,
they're amazing visual movies. Like
Yeah.
hands down,
Guillermo
Guillermo
del Toro
is phenomenal.
Is a genius.
Yeah.
However, he has this thing that he does in all of his movies. He makes them a little bit whimsical and cutesy. And he did that in the second Hellboy. He did that in the first one, but he hit it well.
Yeah.
In the second one, that popped out with Abe and the love story. And then,
you're right.
twins.
Yeah.
Freeze frame credits. Oh, God. Like, that hurt my soul when I saw that movie.
But again, they left it open, and I don't know what. There's so much red tape with that thing for so long, and they were
It's
talking
just,
about it.
when that shit happens, it's just the money's not there usually.
Yep.
And,
I know Ron Perlman was pushing for it.
Sheer numbers. They go, yes, we made X amount of dollars, but we spent X amount of dollars when we'd rather spend less and make less on a smaller film.
Yeah.
So.
And who's playing it? It's the guy.
From Stranger Things.
The
plays
cop,
the cop
Hopper.
Hopper. Who did you see the picture of him that they released?
Oh, it looks great.
Holy shit! Like I was
pull it up? I
not
haven't seen it.
I was not on board for it at all. I was like, I don't know, that guy, he's big, okay, fine, but I can't see Hellboy and not see Ron Perlman. Even in the comics, I look at it, and when I draw it, I'm like, I'm gonna draw Ron Perlman. Like that's kind of what. His face is just, he looks like
perfect,
fucking Hellboy.
Yeah.
But this guy, dude, holy shit. Like the pictures they released, there was two of them, I think, wasn't there? But there was.
I just saw the one.
Maybe it was like a more of a widescreen shot of the one, because it was just the one where he's kind of standing there like half in the dark, I think. And, oh my God, dude, it looks unfucking real.
Some people are pissed off that Guillermo's not attached, but
Yeah.
I mean, you need a fresh take, and it sucks, but I think he dropped the ball in the second one. Some people won't.
Oh yeah, that's
disagree.
unreal.
Look at that.
That doesn't look like the guy from Stranger Things at all either. Like I couldn't.
Is it traditional makeup too?
I believe it is. Yeah. From what I understand, it's a lot of traditional stuff. It looks unreal, except for the long hair. I'm hoping they do like the ponytail on him, and they don't do like that weird long mullet action he's got going there.
Yeah, I can't remember the guy's name. It doesn't say.
Yeah, I don't.
It's called a Chon.
David Harbour.
David, yeah, that's what it is.
David Harbour.
Yep. Because I don't see. Honestly, it looks like Ron Perlman again.
Yeah. But I mean, like the original Hellboy art.
Yeah, it's
it leaves everything's kind of up.
It's very simplistic
to the imagination.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So they can fuck around with it, and I'm glad that they're redoing it because it was left so open ended.
Yeah.
And I saw that trailer for Del Toro's new movie,
which is basically Abe Sapien's love story kind of thing. Like it literally looks like this. It looks like a creature from the Black Lagoon. Abe Sapien
it looks
kind of
really
mix.
good.
It looks amazing.
I'm excited to see it, but
Yep.
it looks more like a drama thriller.
Yeah, I don't know what the name of it is. Something in the water or something like that.
Yeah, Lady in the Water.
No, that's that crappy. What the fuck? What the hell was
M.
that?
Night
Was M. Night
Shyamalan?
Shyamalan Ding Dong guy there.
He stinks.
Oh God. Although I did like that. What was it the new one that just got
Split? I heard it was
yeah,
good.
that
I
was
gotta
really
check it
good,
out.
and they're working on tying it in with the third one with glass.
I liked it right up until the last fucking 4 seconds, and I was like, come on.
What's that?
Yeah,
You didn't like the little time with Bruce Willis? Spoiler.
No, because I just
yeah, I heard
M. Night
about it.
Shyamalan just can't make him. He just can't fucking leave shit alone.
Well, you know what?
Yeah,
I think
there are
because he's
so many
cursed
movies.
himself.
There are so many movies where I was like, that was great, except like
Yeah.
The Mist, perfectly fine. Last fucking 2 minutes, I wanted to fucking kill everybody because it's like, yes, that happens. That's fine.
Yep.
But you need to give it a second. maybe it was his editor. I don't know.
Yeah.
But shoots everyone, including his child. Spoiler alert: this came out like 12 years ago.
Yeah, that was like a million years ago.
Shoots everyone, including his child, in the face. Gets out of the car, and immediately the mist clears and the army comes.
Yeah.
It was 10 seconds. So the irony was just beyond ridiculous.
Yeah, they could have edited that a little. You're right.
Just
again, it
just
was
have him walk around for a couple
amazing,
of days.
Amazing
you
ending.
know?
Like that was even Stephen King was like, I wish I had written that in the book. Like that was a better ending, for the movie than I even wrote in the book.
Have you guys seen the show?
I haven't. It's on
fucking awesome.
Is it?
Oh
it's
yeah,
on Netflix
so
now.
much better than the movie.
Okay,
Holy
I gotta
shit,
check it out.
Fucking great.
Huh.
Yeah,
I saw that was on. It just came on Netflix the other like a week or so.
Great
ago.
production value, super creepy.
All right.
Yeah,
Cool.
really, really cool. And
Give me something to check out
they're really spreading it out and keeping you interested.
Nice. All right, cool.
It's very easy for a show like that to just show you monsters immediately.
Yeah.
And it was like, I mean, I'm 5 episodes in, and I haven't seen a real monster yet.
Just the kind of hint of
That,
something.
Yeah.
That is real horror. Nobody gives a Mama, for instance.
I didn't see that one.
We had Laura Cena in last week. She did some like sock monkey makeup shit on me.
Yep.
She was saying that that's one of her, if not her favorite horror movie, and I was just like, you see the monster too well.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the monster, but like the you go back to Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back.
Mm-hmm.
The original cut, they didn't have the monster in there.
Thing.
Yeah.
It was just like an arm
monster.
or like you saw it like that.
Then they redid it, and then it looked fucking dumb.
Look at the original Alien.
Yes.
You didn't see that alien until like the last 5 minutes of the goddamn movie. Like you saw bits and pieces. You saw the tail. You saw an arm. You saw a foot. You never saw the
Lots
whole
of
thing.
shadows.
Then when it stands up, you're like, holy shit, that thing's a monster.
Yeah. You watch a fucking James Wan movie. You don't see the bad guy till way at the end, and even when you do, it's very fast clips. Like you could just barely make them out.
Was it Stranger Things? Did you guys watch that yet?
Yeah. I haven't seen the second one.
I haven't seen the second one
I
yet.
literally shut down my phone on Friday when it came out. Like 3 o'clock in the morning, it dropped, and my cat gets me up at 4:30. I'm like, all right, time to watch Stranger Things. I sat and binged it for like 9 hours straight. It was
The whole fucking thing.
Yeah, it was phenomenal.
Yeah,
Shut down everything.
we only watched the first episode, and then we were up in the air as to whether or not to keep going or to watch Walking Dead.
It might be actually better than the first one.
Yeah.
They were
But
smart
I
about
was-
writing it, I think, because I'm up to I think episode 5.
Mm-hmm.
I've only through the first.
It
one,
hasn't
so.
picked up until about now.
Yeah.
Like 3 and 4, that's when it starts to
Yeah,
get.
because
starts
again,
to
they
roll.
do it. They catch up with everyone in your intro. You're invested in every single character. Those
But
kids
here's
are phenomenal.
they got all of the plot development, like all the major plot development, out of the way. Instead of having those those Walking Dead episodes where you're just like, why am I still sitting here?
I can't.
I could have.
I hate that I still watch that show.
It's like
I
a
really do.
non-episode.
I'm happy with the last 2 that just came out.
See,
You've
I
done
just,
some art for that too, as well.
I did some sketch covers and stuff for that. I haven't done any actual like printed in their book stuff, but I've done some. I did zombies for 3 years straight. I hit it right at the time when The Walking Dead took off. So that got my foot in the door for everything. I used to do horror conventions before I did comic conventions. And that, like, the fact that Zombie Pets started literally the same year that The Walking Dead TV show started, it got me in everywhere. Like, without that, I probably would, again, be back at Barnes.
And you were saying, when we were talking to you about the design for the shirt, we were like, no zombies.
Yeah.
And you were like, thank
God. Thank fucking God.
Thank God.
Yeah, like seriously, because honestly, for the first 3 years, I would go to conventions. Like, the first show I ever did was, I decided, I was like, you know what, fuck it, Boston Comic Con is coming up. And this is back when you could just, like, the weekend before. Now you have to, like, prep. Like, I already bought, like, 6 tables for, like, 6 shows for next year already. Because if you don't get in on them right away, you're out. You're not going to get in.
Right.
And I was, like, the weekend before Boston Comic Con, plunked down, like, $200 for a table, printed up, like, 10 prints. And at the time, I thought my T-shirts were going to be the hottest thing on the face of the earth. Biggest fucking mistake. I could literally wear a Zombie Pets T-shirt for the rest of my life and just change them every day, and I would never have to. I probably have 2,000 shirts left.
Like Sylvester
It's
Stallone?
ridiculous.
Why didn't you bring some
buy
in?
new-
Honestly,
We'll give them away.
honestly, that's what I should have brought. I was driving up here. I was
Yeah.
like, "Fuck! I should have brought like 20 fucking shirts for you guys."
Yeah,
give them out.
we'll give them away.
I'll do that.
That's
Yeah,
fine,
I'll send you guys pictures. You guys can give away to listeners.
You
Whatever you
should
want to do.
You should do the Dark Side Bazaar too.
I've done.
Yeah.
I did it. I didn't do it this past year because I had a convention the same weekend. But I did it the first year they did it when it was like 200 degrees out. We sat on the asphalt and melted.
Oh,
Yeah, we did
much,
that too.
Much like last year.
Oh, it was a nightmare.
Or this
Yeah,
year.
Like
was
to
90,
the point where
it was
like
90 something.
yeah,
degrees
like
that
my
day.
wife's
Bay
like,
Patrol almost died.
yep, yeah. Literally, my wife tapped me on the shoulder. She's like, "I'm going home. I'm gonna go sit in the air conditioner." I'm like, "Thanks, you suck." Yeah.
They gotta pick a different day.
Something, man.
They did.
I know.
I think they originally, like the year that you're talking about, I think
The
maybe
very
they did,
first one.
they did
was,
it in July or something
yeah,
like
it
that.
was
So
so
they pushed
bad.
it back to like June,
Mm-hmm.
and it was almost 100
It
degrees.
was so
yeah.
bad. I mean, oh god, it was disgusting. It was a nightmare.
You can't fucking predict it anymore, man.
No, you can't.
I mean,
global
it's
warming.
it's finally starting to feel like fall.
Yeah.
I've done a bunch of weddings this year
Mhm.
where they're like, yeah, we were going to do the ceremony inside because it's the end of October,
Yeah.
and we figured it was
But
going to be
it's
40
65
degrees,
Yeah.
and it's beautiful,
Yep.
fucking 70 degrees and
Mhm.
sunny.
Yep. So, yeah, you just can't. Whatever. But yeah, the zombie thing is well on its way out.
I
People-
think it's definitely peaked.
I think maybe that's The Walking Dead. I think that's probably part of the reason why they're suffering. But I think another thing, like I was just watching.
Mismanagement.
I just watched there's that. But I just watched a clip of Anthony Cumia. He has his show with Artie Lang now. The AA show. But he was complaining about the new season and how it's just a bunch of people shooting at each other, and basically just like a zombie would come up and they just.
Somehow
It's
the
just
zombie-
like
I
I'm
don't
just
understand
saying
how the zombie surprises us every
metaphorically.
time.
They're just shoving them away real
Yeah.
quick
So,
while I
so
shoot these humans.
the problem is that I've heard that complaint a lot, but
I
at
understand
at
the
a
show.
certain
I
point,
understand the
yeah,
premise.
At
though.
a certain point, it's like zombies aren't really the.
They're not the
You just
threat
go
anymore.
like,
It's-
I'm used to this.
Yeah.
It's
Yep. It's like,
the
oh, there's a
same-
squirrel.
Yeah,
It's not a big deal.
Like
yeah.
people living in Africa dealing with landmines and fucking
Yeah.
shit. Like it just becomes a normal
Yeah,
part of your day.
yeah.
Like you have to go get water.
Yeah, I just think
you know?
honestly the thing that bugs me about it is that it's so. I mean, I can't even say it's unbelievable because it's zombies, but it's the fact that they're 20 feet away from each other shooting automatic weapons. And the
Yeah,
thing
that
that drove me
was-
nuts about
Where
this
is
last
he
week's
getting all these
episode.
bullets from?
That's
Yeah,
and I
mean,
sat there
to
watching
be
these
perfect,
guys
to be
shoot
perfectly honest,
no shells coming
no
out of the goddamn
shells.
guns. It was driving me fucking crazy.
Yeah, no
Like,
shells coming out of the guns.
Every once in a while, you
fake,
see
fake
one.
muzzle flashes. You'll see little sparks hitting cars and no holes in the cars.
Like it was
Yeah,
so
and it's
bad.
just that, like, I don't care how amateur those people are. They've been doing this for now
Exactly.
8 years.
Yep.
They're guerrilla fucking soldiers now. They know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah. Well, they're one shot heading zombies as they're driving by, but yet they can't hit Negan from 10 feet away. It's like, come on, dude.
And
come on.
like there is, I've never served in the military or anything like that, but I've watched a lot of footage of it.
I played
there,
Call of
there are
Duty.
no fucking firefights that are 10 feet away.
No.
That just doesn't fucking
No.
happen. But I mean, that being said, the people who write the show don't know that. So they
guess
should have just done some research. And I would love if my job was just to watch movies and go, here's all the reasons
Exactly.
that you fucked up.
Write a list. Make
Because
a list.
every single movie, I can come up with 10 goddamn things.
Yep.
And most of the time, their answer would be, no one's going to notice that.
Bullshit.
But people fucking notice
everyone
it.
nitpicky nerds
Yeah.
now, man. We notice everything. Like seriously,
But
like
they did address some things because they were doing the fake, like, the people pulling their hand back
Yeah.
to make fake recoil. It's like, the show has a huge budget.
yeah.
You need to use blank firing weapons. It's
Yep.
going to cost a lot more, but it looks so much better. A good example is, that movie Lord of War?
Yes.
Huge movie, huge budget.
Is that the
right?
Nicolas Cage thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, really great movie. Except for there's a couple of scenes where there are shells falling on the ground from automatic weapons fire in slow motion, and they're blank crimped shells.
Oh,
They're
okay.
not real bullet casings.
Oh,
and you can tell the difference like a mile away. It's like,
how hard could that be? To
you
get?
just drop them on the floor. It's not
Oh,
like it doesn't need to
Jesus.
be coming out of a gun for that
Wow.
shot. Come on.
Wow.
But that's just lazy. They could
Yeah.
have just gone to a fucking shooting range
yeah, and scooped up some
anywhere
shit.
and just picked up a
Yep.
bunch of empty shells, and that would have
Yep.
been that. But no one thought.
Someone on the set
Yeah.
has to have a backyard that you
Yeah.
could just shoot bullets.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or just
Yeah.
buy brand new brass. It's not expensive. But yeah, like that shit pissed me off. But I mean,
I mean, I don't
you
need
do
every.
hear every fucking year. It's like, where'd all the zombies go? And then, that was too many zombies in that episode.
Yeah, and people are going to bitch about it no matter what.
what.
Like, everyone's like, oh, there's not enough story. And then they give them a ton of story. And it's like, oh, there's not enough action. It's like, well, what the fuck do you want? Like,
yeah,
you
and
can't have both.
This last episode, and I mean, spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't listened
it was a little slow.
Watched.
It was a little slow.
I don't
Sunday.
care.
Well, no, I'm saying for people listening.
People lose their
I'm up to date. I'm caught up, except the new season. I haven't watched the new season, but I don't
First episode was
care.
good this season.
So this episode 2, what would it be, season 8 or whatever?
Season 8, I think
last
so,
one.
yeah.
If you haven't watched it yet, fucking go watch it. And then it's
seriously.
been, I mean, it's Monday now. Well, I guess that was just yesterday.
Yeah, I
so
guess.
fuck
yeah.
you. I don't care. I don't care.
Well, spoiler alert.
But like the thing that I thought was really, and I'm not giving away people dying or anything like that.
No, because there's no major things happening.
The thing that I thought was really fucking cool was their plan the whole time was to not move in, was just to pin them down.
Yes, and then let the zombies.
And then as they kill people, those people will eventually get up and start killing the people right next to them.
Yeah, because that girl, when she finally made that realization, I was like, oh, it took me until she realized it. I was like,
because it doesn't take that long. It takes like a half an hour.
Yeah, and they're just they're keeping them pinned in there, and all of a sudden, like the 20 people they killed pop back up as zombies, and then you're fucked.
Yeah. So it was a pretty cool plan.
Yeah, it was good. It was definitely cool.
When do you think they're going to kill the tiger?
Next
episode, episode after?
I'm going to say probably not to the very, very end because
I'm going to say 2 episodes from now.
You think so?
And this is why.
They might even keep it alive because I don't know if they have the balls to do it.
They've specifically said it would be cheaper. Like some of the
Oh,
showrunners have specifically said it would be cheaper and easier to have a real tiger on set.
Yep.
But the insurance companies won't allow it.
And that one scene when it jumped in to attack that one guy, it looked so badly CGI this time around.
Yeah.
Like the very first time it appeared, like the very first time, I was like, oh, it looks good. This time I was like, oh, Jesus, they make that on like a bad computer? Like, what the fuck was that? It was horrible looking.
That kind of full CG rendering probably cost
more than the whole episode.
Yep. So because people don't realize that like CG is not like, oh, I made this dinosaur, now I animate it.
No.
You have to do every single
It's a
fucking
nightmare.
frame
I have to ask-
hundreds of times.
I have to ask. So the tiger, was there any chance that the tiger could have been shot and killed at any moment?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
Not really.
Well, no,
I mean,
his first appearance when he jumped into
Yeah.
the giant, when they're all, that drove me nuts at the season finale last year when it was like, there was like, you know, those weird people that spoke, like the junkyard people, wherever the fuck that group of people was.
Yeah.
I don't
They're
think enough time has passed before.
They're all like
for
10 feet away.
Society to break down that much.
Yeah,
where
like
you
seriously,
speak,
like,
you have a different language.
I feel like it did.
It was like
yeah, but dude, cults and shit would pop up so fucking fast.
Yeah.
You know, if you look at you know, King What's His Face,
like
people would actually
Ezekiel.
people would really respond to that.
Yeah.
They really would, and people have in the past.
Yeah.
You know, look at fucking Jonestown. He just said, "Oh, you need to kill yourself, but kill your children first because they can't do it themselves." And hundreds of people are like, "Yep,
people are stupid, man.
Drink fucking unsweetened Kool-Aid with poison
People
in
are
it."
lemmings, man.
Yeah. So imagine if the whole world's collapsing around you, and someone says, "If you act like this, we'll keep you safe."
Yeah.
And giving you those constraints, saying, "No, this is what we do," is what keeps people complacent. You know what I mean?
I guess my problem is I still have faith that people aren't as
Well,
stupid
but that's
as
that's the thing.
Nah, man,
You never
I'm an idiot.
fucking know. You know, you look at characters like fucking Eugene. That's all he wanted. That's all he wanted was someone to tell
security
like,
and to
I
tell
will
what to
keep
do.
you safe as long as you do whatever I tell you. And he's like, great. That's all I've wanted from the beginning.
Yep.
And I think most people are probably like that, at least
yeah.
deep down.
Yeah. You're getting about 80% of the people out there would just be followers, and they would they'd all be in line behind Negan kind of thing. They'd be like, all right, you're the big guy with the bat, which kills me because he's got a bat and you all got guns. Like, if you don't like what he's doing.
But that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's
his attitude.
It's the attitude. It's the cult of personality.
Yep.
That's what it is. And you look at fucking the bat's a symbol.
Yeah.
The bat's a symbol for I don't need to carry a gun because I have all these motherfuckers who'd be
will
willing to
at
die
the drop
for
of a
me.
hat. Yep. I mean, look,
You know?
the whole beginning thing was like,
Yeah.
I'm Negan. Everyone was calling themselves Negan because they all were like, it was like a cult.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, and I think that it would not take fucking much to
No.
start something like that.
No, not at all.
Jesus.
Let's get working on that. Let's go.
Look at the fucking president.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know where you guys stood, but I was just gonna be like, and there's that.
Yeah, we're extremely liberal.
All right,
Yeah.
good deal.
It's fine.
Yeah, but I don't know. We're at an hour and 10 minutes.
Let's definitely take a break because I have to pee.
I was just gonna say, do we just piss in a jar? What do we do?
We could start doing
All right,
that.
if, I'm
Under the
fine, but if
table.
you guys gotta go, we
Yeah.
can, we
I'm
absolutely
an old
can
man
and
I
should
got-
take a
I got
break.
child's bladder here. Jesus.
So I have to fix my mic stand yet again, so I'll do that in the break. So again, teespring.com. what was it again? Dead Radio.
Dead Radio Zombie Pets with a Z.
Zombie Pets with a Z for the T-shirt, and then teespring.com/ Dead Radio Zombie
sweatshirt
for this fucking sweatshirt.
For the sweatshirt.
So yeah,
there will be links. Just go to the Facebook page and fucking click the links.
Brand new,
follow Ryan on Instagram.
Yeah, it's a brand new design from Ryan Browne.
Yeah.
A brand new design from Ryan Browne. Ryan Browne, Browne with an E at the end.
Brownie.
Brownie.
Goddamn
Ryan
right,
Browne. storeenvy.com to check out his prints and everything like that. Follow him on Instagram. You constantly post.
Yeah, at least once a day. At least once a day.
At Zombie Pets with a Z _RGB on Instagram and at Ryan Browne Art on Facebook. Yes, that's right.
Yep, sounds good to me.
Because you keep sliding that G in there. And
Yeah,
it keeps
well,
fucking me up.
because there's another goddamn Ryan Browne, and he
Artist.
Yeah, and he's an awesome guy. Spells his name the exact same way. His girlfriend or wife now, I'm not really sure. Her name is Carrie, same as my wife's name. He looks like me. He's a shorter. They're both nerdy guys.
Whoa.
It's fucking bizarre. And he's got this book. It kills you because the book is awesome. It's a book called God Hates Astronauts. And every show, I've had to put a sign up. Like, I'm literally going to put a sign up.
Not the guy
that does God Hates Astronauts. And then he just did a book called Curse Words, which has taken off, and it's fucking huge. And he just signed a deal to get a TV show made for it. So I'm fucked. Like, I literally am going to start using my middle name. I'm going to start using my middle name, just go by Gary Browne. Because it was my dad's name, so I was like, you know what? I was like, I might just change all my banners and all my signs and all my shit. Because every show I get somebody walks up with a big bag full of stuff, and they start pulling comics out, and my wife will look at me, and she's like, and I can't even talk to them anymore because I get so pissed off. Like, if I go to a show and I know someone's going to be there and I want them to sign something, I know who the guy is. I'm not going to go to you to get something he did signed, but nobody pays attention.
Honestly, dude, you might have to. You might have to drop the E.
Just start fucking signing it.
The sad thing is,
it's your name. It's nothing
the
illegal.
sad thing is, I was in London. I did a London Comic Con up there, and I couldn't. And my wife laughs at me all the time about this. I could not understand these fuckers to save my life. Half of them come in with such a thick accent, and it's just like blah 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 blah. And he's like, hands me purple money, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm taking. I got Monopoly shit. And like, I look at her, I'm like, what am I drawing? She's like, oh, you're drawing this character. I'm like, okay, because she loves that shit, all the English in England and London. She understands it all. And I was like, all right, great. And all of a sudden, 5 minutes later, the guy comes back with a pile of books. He's like, hey, and I had done a couple things at that point. And he slaps them down on the table. And he's like, could you sign these? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And I'm not even paying attention. All of a sudden, I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, that's the book he did, issue number 1. It's like an $80 book. I'm like, it's worthless now, dude. There you go. And hand it back to him.
Oh,
I felt horrible, but luckily, I don't hang out in London every weekend, so I'm not going to see the guy ever again. But I felt bad. Like, I signed it without even looking, and I'm like, oh, shit. And I slid it back, and she looked at me, and I was like, don't say anything. Just go back your day.
Sit there.
Yep, just
shut up.
Shut it up. Because I'm not buying an $80 book.
All right, so let's let's take a break real quick. You gonna do ass and titties?
No, I've got no. Now that you knew it was coming, I'm not gonna do it. So I've got Logan Callahan's live stuff. Did we play that last week? Did we ever get it to work? No, we played Babe Patrol.
Yeah,
because his files were wrong. So.
Oh, okay. So.
Yeah. So this is Logan Callahan, Real Thing Live.
Oh. Fun. All right, we'll be right back.
Lately, life's a motion picture. We're all captive in the theater. was taught all life was precious. But now the TV says that shit. And every politician tells you that your skin and your hair and your prayer make you a plague. Oh, I can tell you I'm no hero, but the real thing is not their agenda on display. No, the real thing is love, affection, hope, and acceptance of your neighbor and the stranger every day. Pose as you do. Your hair a crown of thorns, crucify yourself as your limbs are torn. Look on me now. Those eyes mesmerize, deep pools of blue. I'm bathed in baptized.
Hey, this is Diego.
This is Taka.
This is Rick.
This is Mike from Hudson Valley Tattoo Company, and you're listening to Dead Radio Podcast.
Only took 25 minutes.
No, it took him 25 minutes.
All right. Long, a lot of talking before the break.
Yeah.
Before the first break.
Nerd episode.
I love these.
Yeah.
These are my favorite episodes, the nerd episodes, because we just get to geek out. And I mean, hashtag nerd alert. It was in the fucking post, so if you're annoyed, go fuck yourself.
Like it.
I give you fair fucking warning. Yeah, we're back with Gary Browne.
Exactly. I'm gonna start changing my name. You're right.
Oh man, that sucks. That just sucks.
It does. And I'm older than him too by like 10 years, so I have seniority. But
we're
he's more popular.
Yeah, it's just, the Dead Radio thing was actually a worry of mine. I'm like, there's got to be people out there. Nope.
Really?
Yeah, there is a Dead Radio Entertainment.
Yeah, but
they're smaller than us, I think.
Huh.
They're putting a lot more work into it than we are, but they have less of a following.
Yeah.
And they're kind of different. They're like a production company that also has a podcast.
And if you Google Dead Radio, all kinds of weird shit pops up.
Like some Rob Zombie stuff.
God, yeah, I was gonna say something like weird shit like that. Yeah.
But the Dead Radio podcast part is the most important thing. But I don't know. It's just
well, even Zombie Pets too. Like I keep rebuying that name every time the domain name comes back up, just because that's how people know me now, by the Zombie Pets thing.
Yeah, you're kind of stuck with that.
Yeah, I tried to dump it about a year and a half ago, and that's why it's Zombie Pets _RGB, because it was just Zombie Pets. And then the second I dumped it on Instagram, someone else scooped up the name. They'd never done anything with it, but someone scooped up the name, and I was like, fuck, because I tried to just go by Ryan Browne or the Art of Ryan Browne.
Have you tried contacting them?
I have not. No, I haven't even thought about it. And honestly, at this point, I'm trying to like get myself away from it, but it sucks because there's like two big name artists that like I'm a giant fanboy over, but they actually like were friends, which is just weird. Like I look at this guy, he draws Batman. He's arguably one of the biggest name artists out there. Greg Capullo, the guy he's been around for like 20-something years. He's huge, and he knows me because like 5 years ago when he was just kind of becoming big time. He knew me as the zombie guy who drew like zombie stuff and Zombie Pets Ryan, and it kills me because he still calls me Zombie Ryan every time I see the guy. And I'm like, fuck, dude. I'm like, stop calling me Zombie Ryan, man. Like, damn.
Rebranding can be kind of
I'm trying
tough.
to find. I just typed in Zombie Pets with a Z, and there's 110 posts, and it looks like all your shit.
Yeah, see, I don't know if somebody, like I said, somebody might have like scooped up the name for like an actual page, because I can't just get Zombie Pets by itself now. Like I tried to go back and just get Zombie Pets by itself, like just at Zombie Pets. And I could. I mean, that was like 2 years ago, and I kind of just gave up on it. I was like, so maybe it's somebody dropped it again. I'm not sure.
I'm not very well versed in social media. But if you change your shit, if you change Zombie Pets _RGB to just all right, Gary Browne.
Yeah.
Do your followers stay the same? Or
It all
changes?
stays the same. But I did notice that when I did switch it, because I switched it, like I said, about 2 years ago to. I think it was the art of RGB or something like that. I don't know what the hell it was I did, because I didn't want to use the other Ryan Browne's name, because again he's got Ryan Browne art, which sucks because that's what I wanted. But I switched it, and I noticed that I lost about 300 followers in like a 5-day span because I started people like I literally saw me like, oh, if you're not gonna post zombie stuff, we don't want to watch it anymore. I'm like, well, fuck, like half the stuff I post on there isn't even zombie stuff anymore either. Like really, like it's not. I don't do a lot of zombie stuff anymore, but the name is there, and I'm screwed. Like I'm stuck with that name.
You might be
forever.
You might be past that though now. I don't know. It just like it
it
got
sucks.
the short straw.
Yeah,
man.
I really, because at the time, like everyone's like that's
terrible.
because originally the business was Zombie PETZ, like it was separate, like P.E.T.Z. It was People for the Ethical Treatment of Zombies. Was the whole like goofy little thing because I did a Kickstarter to like get my first convention. And I had some friends who were like actors, and we put together this amazing little goofy clip, which it's got to be on YouTube somewhere. Like it's still out there somewhere. And it was actually a really well done, put together little 2-minute movie they put together for me.
I would contact them, because if you just type in @ZombiePets, just that, it only comes up with you.
Really? Okay, so maybe I could.
It probably means that they're just holding it.
It's possible, yeah.
Because that just means that you may be able to restore it.
Yeah.
So if you have like 18,000 followers,
something like that.
so I'm sure you could reach out to Instagram and just be like, hey, so is that still available? I'd like to go back to that because the way that they treat motherfuckers like us and the way that they treat people with a lot of followers is very, very different.
Honestly, like I said, once you hit that certain plateau, I don't know what the weird algorithm or the number is that you have to hit, but once you hit that, it's weird because I don't do anything anymore now. Like, I'll just post a picture and sometimes I don't even hashtag it, and like 5, 10, 15 followers, new ones, like every picture I post, and it's weird. And then I got like my wife just started doing a photography thing, and she started one for our
shit.
She started one for our cat, which don't even get me started on that. Jesus Christ! And
we could talk about cats. We could talk about how shitty and fucking
cat's
terrible
got like
they are.
60 goddamn followers already. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" She's like, "I posted a picture." I'm like, "God damn it!" Like 30
Tanner
feet.
has a fucking Instagram for his cats,
It's
and he's got
like,
they got more than his fucking business.
Yeah, it blows me away. Like her photography thing's got like she just started like a month ago. She's like, "I got like 30 followers." She's like, "The cat's got 60." I'm like, "Well, that's something's wrong with that. Like it's fucking backwards. You're doing the wrong shit. Like stop promoting the cat. Promote your shit."
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck the cats. Fuck cats in general. Fuck them all.
Goddamn.
I mean,
Well,
he's fine.
definitely promote us. Get us some of your followers.
I'll do my best. I'll do my damnedest.
Could talk to. We took my cat to the. This is like way off topic. But
That's-
I
who cares?
hope
We're
you
all
don't
over the
mind
place.
Yeah, I took my cat to the vet a couple days ago, and I won't say who, what vet office. I like the vet office. They're great. We changed over from another previous one, but I brought him in. He's 15 years old. He has a thyroid issue. He gets medication. He's a bit of an issue giving the medication, so we have to get special stuff for him.
Gotcha.
No problem. He went back in for blood work. All they needed to do was take his fucking blood, tell me if the dose has got to go up or down or whatever, and then I'm out of there. Nope. Put him in the carrier, and he starts to freak out. He does that.
Yep. Hyperventilating
Fucking-
thing.
yeah,
yep.
yeah. He starts freaking out. His ears are red and everything like that. And the nurse is like, "Oh my god, he's so stressed out. Is he okay?" And I'm like, "He's at the fucking doctor."
Yeah, they don't like that shit.
You go to the dentist. You're like all rainbows and kittens. Haha. You freak the fuck out. People freak out.
Yep.
Cats freaking out too. So whatever. So they go, "Oh, we gotta get some pheromones on him," and they bring in a like
blanket
You
with that
should
spray
have
shit on it,
picked out like something very specific. Like if she was blonde, you should just said like the cat really hates fucking blonde people. I don't know why. I apologize, but my cat hates you. And just pick that out.
She's like, "Oh, he's so stressed out. He's so stressed out." All right, we because they have the pheromone stuff, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I've heard of that stuff.
that shit's
I've heard of it because I have it in my house to stop him from fucking being a douchebag."
Yep.
But he still
It doesn't
is a
work for shit.
douchebag.
It might calm him for like 30 seconds. Like we had to make a 6-hour trip with our stupid cat. And 10 minutes he was calm. The rest of the time he just like horrible noises the whole
Yeah.
time. I was like, Jesus Christ, put him on the roof.
So they bring in a towel.
Yep.
That has got the scent all over it, and they put it over the thing, and still panting, nothing doesn't affect him. So they dump. Finally, the doctor and another nurse come in, and they're standing around him like he's doing his death rattle.
Jesus Christ!
Like they're like, he's so stressed out. Oh, this poor little
Maybe
poor
you should
guy.
fucking let us leave.
Poor
Exactly.
guy. I'm like,
Back
do
away
you?
from him.
I'm like, do you want him? You can have him, so he's not so stressed out. You can make him de-stress. You can de-stress him all you want. You can just keep him. Just fucking take the cat. If you give a shit that much, he's 15 fucking years old.
God.
So they're like, all right, you should look into, the catnip's bad. It's in the crate. Did you give him catnip before he came? I'm like, no, I just shoved him in the box and brought him over here because I don't give a fuck because he's 15 years old. And they're like, well, that makes him hyper. You should look into composure. I'm like, what's that? Oh, you buy it. It's $30 for the pills. I'm like, he doesn't take pills.
Jesus Christ.
I have to give him like oral injections because he won't eat the pill. He'll eat the cheese around the pill or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
And like, well, that's a little more expensive. That's more like $42. I'm like, forget it.
No.
Forget
It's
it.
not gonna happen.
He's going to be stressed out for 1 hour every 3 to 6 months.
Yep, he'll be fine. Walk it off. Rub some dirt on it.
But son of a bitch, they
They kept pushing,
Wouldn't
right?
stop.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. to be a vet, you have to have a love for animals, and you have to blah 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 blah. But you have to be realistic.
Yeah.
For Christ's sake, I'm not spending money on a 15-year-old
Exactly.
cat who's in perfect health, by the way.
So we got pet insurance for the new dog, right?
Yeah,
which is smart
It
when
is.
when the dog is young. But when I got my dog, he was like 7. So it was expensive. It's cheaper now. It's much cheaper than it used to be. It was going to be like I think it was like $1,000 down, and then it was going to be $50 a month.
Jesus.
Back then, when I went to look into it, now you can get a plan that's like $25 a month.
Yeah.
But the problem is it has a $1,000 deductible. So if you kind of working in insurance, like there's, I used to work in insurance. So you didn't know that.
No, I think some of you might.
So I used to work in insurance many, many years ago. So you kind of do a little bit of an algorithm in your head of how much money you're putting out to bank on your getting into a car accident.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you have a $1,000 deductible on your piece of shit car, and the car's not really worth much more than, say, $5,000. You have a $1,000 deductible on it. Basically, in the premiums that you're going to pay for full coverage, you are banking that you're going to total the car in the next 5 years, or it's not worth it. At that point, you go, oh, yeah, state minimums. Because it's not going to be worth it. You got it. You just take that risk. So with my dog, the plan that we could conceivably afford, it was like a $750 deductible times 300 or so a year. Say he's going to live 3 more years, that's a couple grand. Anything that he's going to get is not going to be more than that because it's going to be a major surgery that's going to be $5,000 that probably won't prolong his life.
No.
You know, if
Or he
it's
gets cancer
something,
and you have to give the
yeah,
dog chemotherapy.
Yeah. That's not
Who in
good.
their
Yeah.
right fucking mind?
I mean, if yeah,
Yep.
so
Fuck
if
that.
they said to me, okay, it's 100% operable, you give the dog chemotherapy, he will definitely live 3 more years.
Yeah, but there's never any guarantees on that.
There's no
shit ever.
guarantee.
Nope.
You just don't do it.
No.
You just, you keep them alive until they're not comfortable anymore, and then you do the right thing.
Yeah.
But it's just at that point, it's like, so even if he lives to 18 years old, we're 100% going to be paying out $3,000, or we don't pay that money,
and you shoot him in the head.
and we
in the backyard.
maybe possibly have to pay $3,000 for a surgery. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For this new puppy, he could live for the next 12 years.
Yeah.
If on average dog costs you $1,000 a year in vet bills, that's $12,000. So it makes sense. It makes sense
seriously, my
to
head
do
hurts
that.
already. I feel like I'm back in school
But
right
it's
now.
because you
Bored
can
as
get
shit.
you can get a $200 deductible on a smaller dog because they know they've done all this fucking math, and they know that on average, with that premium throughout the life of the dog, if you keep the insurance, we're going to make X amount of dollars.
What about goldfish?
Goldfish? No, fuck them.
Fucking fish.
Flush them right down the toilet.
Right in the toilet. Right in the
I mean, I
crapper.
like
I'd
that.
flush the dog down the toilet if it
for that
fit.
price.
I mean, I like having fish, but it's like not a big deal. If they all died, I'd be like, all right.
And I'd flush them away.
Yeah.
I want to talk about house hunting too. You mentioned it before, offhandedly, while we were off air.
You got a nice house. There's a house on the
Wait,
same
but
street here for sale.
Quick, how excited are you for Deadpool 2 and
I'm
Josh
psyched.
Brolin
I'm
as
psyched.
Cable?
Yeah, at first I was like, Josh
Right?
Brolin, like really? But he's
Oh yeah,
standing
let's
up.
talk about that.
That first
Yeah.
picture I saw, I was like, holy shit, dude, he looked dead
so
on. He
I
looked
I
scary
pulled
good.
it up before because I was gonna like bring it, but we didn't get there.
Yeah.
So I just figured we'd get there out of context. So I'm looking at this picture a little bit more closely, and the gun that they built for him is fucking ridiculous.
Dude, it is. It's like an
So-
old school, like the bad
but-
comic book ones.
But the fucked up thing is like it's a very futuristic gun.
Yeah.
It's actually based off the Chris Vector, which has it's a zero recoil handgun.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
So
That thing's
this
ridiculous
so
looking.
this it shoots a 9mm cartridge, and there's a recoil reducer, which is like the shape of a triangle, which slides back and down. So it actually, when you shoot the gun, it actually pulls down slightly instead of straight back into your
Oh, wow.
shoulder.
All right.
So it's one of the most accurate fully automatic weapons ever made.
Holy shit.
You can put
That thing is ridiculous looking.
you can empty a whole clip full automatic at 10 yards into the same fucking hole with this thing.
Wow.
Look
And then they
at
just
this
threw
shit.
a fucking fucking grenade
Yeah.
launcher.
Yep.
Like what the fuck is that? 80mm grenade launcher off of like an M16.
I can't remember. Cable has
and it's
like
got
a,
like a Thompson submachine
Yep,
gun.
I noticed that. Yeah, it's got an old school
it's got a wooden stock.
It's great.
Yeah. That's fucking cool.
I can't remember Cable's deal though. I know he's a Professor X, one of Professor X's offspring.
There's
I don't remember.
weird. No, you know, he's actually a Cyclops kid from the future.
Yeah, and he his power is that he can absorb energy and then put it back into his gun. So he's like
I thought that was Bishop.
That's Bishop.
Is that Bishop?
That's
he's got weird like psionic powers.
Okay.
And like, see, I don't know, because they've switched his shit for so long. Like they've done different things. The Bishop is that the guy with the M tattoo on his eye.
Yeah.
He came around the same time,
like
around the same time frame. But he's got the thing where he could take anyone's energy and like blast it back at him, kind of thing. I know for a while he had like telekinesis and all that other weird shit that he had.
Well, from here, Marvel.com.
There we go.
Cable possesses vast psychic power, most often manifested in forms of telepathy and telekinesis. His telepathy has proven great enough in power and scope as to allow him to read thoughts across vast distances and even interface with multiple minds simultaneously. While the full limits of his mental blah, 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 blah. Cable has demonstrated the ability to project bolts or blasts of mental energy that are capable of easily killing or rendering unconscious another human being.
Damn, we're nerds.
Dude, it's long.
I know. Like,
this would take up maybe 10 minutes.
That's a whole other show. Just Cable.
Jesus.
And I don't know if they're going to do
he's supposed to be Cyclops' kid from the future.
Yeah,
but it's like
in the comic.
But it's like alternate reality.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that from this. I don't even know if they're going to do any of the crazy powers.
He comes back to stop his future from happening. So it's like an alternate reality. So I think he's supposed to be Cyclops and Jean Grey's kid.
Yes, from like a different reality
because
or something like that.
They both have the X factor gene or whatever that
Madeline,
makes them.
Madeline Pryor.
Madeline Pryor
is
was
his wife.
during that Goblin Queen.
Is his mother.
Thing.
Madeline Pryor.
Yeah,
I don't know.
she's the Goblin Queen.
She was like a clone of Jean Grey from like there was this crazy '90s storyline that they did. It was actually a pretty badass storyline. I didn't realize that was actually the mom. This stories are so fucking complicated.
So I was close. I mean,
it's basically the same thing. Like it's, I know it's Scott Summers. I know it's his kid. It's Cyclops' kid, but I don't know if they're gonna do any of the weird powers or anything with him in there, or if he's just gonna be a crazy gun-toting
cyborg,
cyborg armed fucking guy. Yeah. Either way, he looks. I mean, literally, that picture looks almost exactly like he looks dead fucking on. Like it looks.
Minus the fucking blue and
the blue
yellow.
with the spandex from the 90s.
Yeah, that
the
shit
90s
does
spandex.
not. That shit does not work.
It doesn't carry over now.
It works great in comics.
How big his goddamn biceps are in this?
Seriously.
So let's all calm down, huh?
Seriously.
Can you tell your people to calm down?
Dude, are you kidding me, man? That's half the fun of it. My arm might be the size of one of those veins it has in there. It's about the end of it.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And they, of course, some props need to be had for the casting department for some of these movies, because sometimes they just knock it way out of the park.
Especially when you don't even think who it's going to be. Like, I mean, well, look at fucking, was it Guardians of the Galaxy? If you told me 5 years ago, it'd be like the most popular characters out there would be a talking tree and a fucking raccoon, I'd be like, you're out of your fucking mind.
Yeah.
Like, no way. But then you got Drax, Batista.
He's a terrible actor.
No, but you throw him in.
He's perfect.
But he's supposed to be terrible.
Because he's borderline, like he might be kind of a mongoloid.
He's got fucking Asperger's.
He does, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't know. He doesn't know. He doesn't take social cues.
And then you got was it Chris Pratt, who was on Parks and Rec, who was a fat dumpy bastard.
I know.
They gave him the Marvel diet. Who I'm like, hire me for 6 months just so I can get the Marvel diet.
Did you watch the Parks and Rec? So do you watch? You watch?
Oh God, yeah, hell yeah.
Because you were wearing a mouse rat shirt.
Yep. Fucking love that show.
The fucking episode. So he goes to London.
Yes.
In the show, and that was when he was filming
Guardians.
Yep.
And he comes back, but they film things out of sequence.
Yeah.
So before he left for London, was like filmed after the hiatus, something like that. So one episode he was 40 pounds heavier, and then the next episode he was fucking jacked.
Yep.
And somebody goes, Andy, you look great. And he's like, I stopped drinking beer for like a month. I dropped like 35 pounds.
Yep. It was what's his name? Adam Scott, the guy who was Leslie Knope's boyfriend or husband there. They're walking up the steps or something. He's like, you look great. He's like, yeah, stop drinking beer.
I lost like 35 pounds.
It was great. That's all they had to do. And everyone just giggled because we all know. We're like, nah, that's because you're on the Marvel diet.
Yeah. We watched Guardians Volume 2 on the plane to France.
Okay.
We went to Europe for a couple weeks. and we watched it. It was fucking great.
Yeah,
I don't know if
Kurt
I don't know if
Russell
I
is
could.
fucking
I don't know if
awesome.
I could find it really quick, but somebody did a fucking Star-Lord Burt Macklin costume for Halloween.
Really? That's
yeah.
fucking
Burt
epic.
Macklin's
Burt
his-
Macklin is his
alter
FBI
ego.
alter ego.
Yeah.
He just
From
wears
Parks and
like
Rec.
he wears an FBI windbreaker and fucking
Puts on
aviators.
shades. He's like, Burt Macklin's on the case. It's fucking cheesy as hell.
Burt
It's
Macklin
amazing.
FBI. And
So
somebody
good.
did a Star-Lord Burt Macklin mashup.
That's so good.
Like for Comic-Con or something like that.
Something when when Guardians came out and he got big and everybody was just like, oh, he's married to Anna Faris. I was just like, something in my head went, they're going to be divorced.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yep, because he's become
I
like the funny
swear to
sex
you,
symbol now.
I never said it out loud because it just popped in my head and it's kind of a fucked up thing to think
It
about.
is. You don't want to wish that on anybody.
I'm
but
like, he got all huge and fucking. Even we were watching the first one in my living room, and when they go to the prison and they push him in,
Yeah.
and he's shirtless.
Yeah, of
I-
course. Everyone's got that moment.
I felt Brooke just kind of twitch, and I
Yeah.
was just like, uh oh.
Dude, my wife does the same. That
She
and,
kind of
and
goes.
Thor.
She kind of went, oh.
That and Chris Hemsworth. Like,
Yeah.
Every time, that was Cabin in the Woods, that horror movie he was in a long time ago. Like, it was right before Thor came out.
Oh,
You mean
yeah.
Red
I
Dawn?
fucking love that movie.
That was such a cool,
Red
weird.
Dawn
fucking,
was not a good movie.
No, but Cabin in the Woods was a great.
Cabin in the
I
Woods
would love
was
to
so
see like
fucking
10
good.
more of those goddamn things.
The tongue-in-cheek, like funny.
Where it's like the
Halloween
government's
movie.
running like this weird, crazy, and like they have to like pick,
Yeah,
like
they're
what
like
monster's
appeasing
gonna-
the gods.
Was he? That was him.
That was
Sigourney Weaver.
Hemsworth.
He's the one who fucking crashes after.
Yeah, he like died.
That
jumping.
was him.
That was
I don't
Hemsworth.
remember. I haven't seen it in a
Have
while.
you,
I love
have
that
you heard
movie.
the fan theory that he was in on it the whole time?
Get out of here, really?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
kind of funny.
It kind of makes sense if you watch it again,
Yeah.
knowing that, and because he was so fucking confident.
Dude,
you know what I
and-
mean?
dude, and it was
Yeah.
so funny. Everyone's like, "Oh, that's Thor," and then like 40 minutes into it, he's like, "Poof," and he's dead. And you're like,
Yeah.
"That's fucking hilarious."
That was
dude.
before he
But
was
the scene
Thor.
when he runs down to the lake and he takes his shirt off, literally, my wife's like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Oh, she just sat up." I'm like, "All right, I'm fucked. I got nothing I can compare with that." I'm
But
screwed.
yeah, man, that thought popped in my head. I'm like, how long
Yeah.
have they been married? A little while now.
Yeah.
I don't think
Well,
that's long for the world.
I mean, the fucking funny thing is we're now coming into an era where finally men are at a place where they
finally
where,
men.
no, where
Have-
men are at finally at a place where we're giving unrealistic expectations as children of what you should look like to
Oh,
be
yeah.
attractive.
Oh.
Because every single one of those people is doing steroids. Everyone,
yeah, some kind of weird
unequivocally.
supplement thing. Yeah.
And Mickey
Hugh
Ro-
Jackman
yeah,
is
fucking-
like 50, and
yeah.
he looked
Have you
amazing.
seen? Have you seen the
Logan.
progression of fucking?
Yeah, you look at the first Wolverine movie and
Yeah.
then look at him now. Like, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, except
X-
for maybe Chris Hemsworth was like a weird Norse god. Like, that's
Days
So
of
here, I'm
Future
just-
Past.
We all sound really gay.
So evolution of Wolverine.
It's all good.
Have you seen
I mean,
my
there's a
Bailey?
giant cock on the table.
Yeah, there's a cock on the table, and I have stock photos of Bailey J.
Good chill. Good, nice.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm sure I'll be able to find a fucking. Okay, here.
Like before and
pull,
after?
Pull this up.
No.
Yeah, no,
Just-
do it.
Just happy pic. Oh, you want to see? Here we go.
No, don't pull that up.
Why
Pull
not?
up- Can you fucking? We're trying to keep it nerdy and not weird.
Why?
Because I'm trying to show. You want to look at Hugh Jackman shirtless? We can do that too.
Yeah, I
because that's
do.
what I've been trying to
Took a
do. 'Cause
whole-
that's what we were
So
talking
you get
about.
that, and I'll
I already
queue
have
up
it.
pictures of Bailey J on the couch, and then there's that.
This took a whole nother
Just-
turn.
just in
Took
case-
a whole nother turn.
Just in case you forgot. Am I bringing?
Pull it up.
Uh-oh. The progression.
Yeah,
So
look at that.
this is-
Jesus Christ, that's
yeah.
ridiculous. He's got like those muscles that don't even
Of course,
exist.
it's like.
Like those are the shit that I can't even draw that.
Yeah, so that's what Hugh
Whoa.
Jackman looked like in the first one. This is
that's-
what he looked like as a much
15 years
older
later,
man.
was it 15 years he played
50
that?
Yeah, this is from Logan.
That's
so he was
crazy.
even more jacked.
I don't think that's from Logan.
That's
That's
from the Wolverine.
the Wolverine. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Days of Future Past. He gets
Yeah.
out of the bed when he
Yeah.
first figures out the bone
Yeah.
claws thing.
Do you
Like
realize?
he gets out of bed, I was just like, no
Yeah.
fucking way.
yeah.
That's
No
ridiculous.
fucking way.
Yeah.
He's natural. There's no way. It's
No.
impossible.
It's-
He's natural there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he said he was a fat fuck in the first one.
Yeah.
He admitted it. Like you
That's
see a lot
crazy.
of the scenes he said that he's a lot of the scenes that he shot, he had to wear like clothing to kind
Yeah.
of pad the fact that he was
Yeah.
so out of shape.
That's nuts.
But there's no way you can be that without doing
No, look
Something,
at that
something.
vein.
Yeah, exactly. I know,
Well,
right?
Look at that
that's-
fucking
Do you realize
vein.
how dehydrated he is on set?
Oh.
The shooting schedule is based around his hydration.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's like a true thing that
That's
like people have
nuts.
been
I guess
talking
that- yeah, I
about
guess
that for
that
a long
makes
time.
sense, yeah. That's
because
insane.
he cuts weight for 2 full days.
They film like crazy.
Dehydrating, and then they film for like 12 to 24 hours,
Jesus Christ.
and then he hydrates and takes a break.
That's probably
He has, and it's just for the
That's
scenes where he's
insanity.
fucking shirtless.
that's
That's
probably
crazy.
great
Yeah.
for his character though, because when
It
you're
makes him insane.
dehydrated,
Yeah.
dehydrated like that,
you're
you're
nuts.
not
Yeah.
happy.
No.
But in order to get all that,
You're
that
nothing
veiny,
but
that
angry.
veiny look, that's all diuretics and fucking cutting water weight.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's
I'm
fucked
gonna
up,
just
man.
sit up to the
sad.
other room real quick.
But
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Right? You want to all just rub one out right now?
So anyway,
Ah.
yeah,
Oh
I
man,
don't know what to do with that.
It's just awkward silence. All right.
It's because you're thinking about it.
Mickey Rourke was one of the first for The Wrestler.
Oh
They
yeah.
were-
That's
he
another
was
cool
like,
movie.
they were like, how did you do it? Steroids.
Yeah.
And they're like, really? Excuse me? He's like,
Dude, he doesn't
yeah,
give a shit.
that's how everyone
You
does
can
it.
get them.
Yeah.
You could get HGH
Yeah.
from your doctor.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
And
just
Mickey
go.
Rourke doesn't give a shit either. That guy's
Yeah.
nuts.
And
as
if
hell,
you're
man. He's
if
crazy.
you're over 45,
And yeah.
you can go to the doctor and say I have a
So
problem with
close.
testosterone.
And he's
so
like,
close.
And
yeah,
they'll
he's
probably
close to
show
50 too.
they'll probably show that you have low testosterone because that's what happens when you get older. And they'll be like,
crazy.
"All right, we'll give
Yeah.
you testosterone." So
I
you
don't know
just
the
start fucking
motivation for
taking it.
that shit though, man. I couldn't work it. That's
No.
fuck that. I can't get up. That
I mean,
early.
like, fuck it. If that's what you want to do,
Well, that's a
fine,
paycheck
you
too.
know?
Like these guys getting paid
Yeah.
millions of dollars. Like Chris Pratt
Yeah.
was paid retarded money to
Well-
go from a fat guy to superhero guy.
I was just listening to Joe Rogan's podcast.
Oh yeah, okay.
And he was talking about Keanu Reeves
Oh,
and how
okay.
fucking jacked he is. And I was like, they didn't watch the movie that he made in between John Wick and John Wick 2. Fucking Keanu Reeves.
What do you make?
So it was called the Bad Batch. It's on Netflix.
Oh shit!
Jim
that's-
Carrey's
it's
in it.
Jim Carrey and
Yeah.
Jason Momoa.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
so
a weird
great.
It's a,
Yeah.
I started.
It's
I literally have it
fucking
queued up to
great.
watch.
It's weird. It's very weird,
Yeah.
but it's great. And there are parts when you're watching this where you're like, is that like a CG dad bod, or does he really look like
Yeah.
that in his off season? And I think he does, because everybody who talks about Keanu Reeves in real life, he doesn't shave, he doesn't
he's just a
shower,
normal
he doesn't
guy.
work out, he smokes cigarettes,
Yeah.
and just fucking eats terrible
Yeah,
Chinese
he's just
food
a
all the
normal
time.
fucking chill guy. Like,
Yeah.
for everything I've read about him.
So he goes from John Wick, totally jacked, jujitsu fucking master.
Yep.
And by the way, all of that is legit jujitsu
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and gun training.
He's crazy.
And he's completely fucking jacked. And then he goes, I got 2 years before I start filming the next one. And he
And
puts
just-
on 50 fucking pounds.
Good for him, dude.
And just hangs out, smokes cigarettes, and eats Chinese food and talks to people. That's what he
I wanna
does.
hang out with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had like a double chin.
Wow,
And like
I
a big,
gotta
he
watch
was
that thing.
almost like
I
he
literally-
looked like my size.
I queued that up, and I think I
Yeah.
got the first 30 seconds, and then something like they just released
Yeah.
the girl into like the weird wasteland thing, and I
Yeah,
was like
yeah.
30 seconds in, and I was like something happened, like shit, I had to stop it.
It gets nuts really fast and then slows way down and then gets nuts again.
All
It's,
right.
see,
Fucking Khal Drogo's in
when
it.
it
It's
slowed
awesome.
down, way down.
Mhm.
That's when I was like, I can't do
Yeah.
this right now. Like I turned it off.
right.
It got
I'll have to check it out. Then. I'll
At
have
first,
to
I was like,
go
"Wow,
and
this
watch
is
it tonight.
nuts!" And then she finds her way toward Keanu's camp,
Mhm.
and then it's just like, all right.
Shit.
Yeah, it slows. There's a big time jump and it slows way
Okay,
down.
I'll have to check it out though. So
Yeah.
it looked cool when I saw the previews for it. And I was like,
Yeah.
the casting is bizarre as hell. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jim
yeah,
Carrey
Jim
plays
Carrey's
a
lost
fucking,
his mind as it is anyway.
Yeah.
He's batshit crazy. Now,
Oh yeah,
so
he's
I love
actually
him.
making some really good art.
Exactly. I know he is. I saw some
Yeah,
of that.
I was gonna say, is he crazy or is he just like?
I think he's honestly just hit like a whole plateau of like that none of us are at
Yeah,
yet.
he's
Like,
got
he's
he's
just
got
like,
he's got fuck you money for days.
Exactly.
He can do whatever the hell
Yep.
he wants. And
he's
I'm
got
sure
that bullshit lawsuit thing going against him though, doesn't he? Like his
Yeah.
ex-girlfriend's family is suing him because his ex-girlfriend used like prescription drugs that he had or something and committed suicide. Some kind of
That- I
crazy
didn't know
fucking-
about that, but
yeah,
he's-
there's some kind of
that, yeah.
lawsuit
He's had-
thing going on right now
he's
where
been married like 2 or 3 times.
yeah,
and
and he's got to actually go to. I heard he's actually got to go to court over the whole thing. Like they're legit. Like like he's gonna have to go. You know,
he's just gonna fucking either he's gonna go fuck you. I have enough
Yeah.
money to destroy you.
well, it's a stupid.
Or
Like, the
yeah.
fact that they're suing him over the fact that this girl took his prescription drugs that were in his
Yeah.
medicine cabinet or old drugs that she had or something,
Mhm.
and killed herself with these drugs. He had nothing to fucking do with it. It's
Yeah,
like, you know, drugs and, you know, dude, I got a million fucking pills sitting in my house that I haven't used in, like, you know, old back pills and stupid
Yeah.
shit and things. And you know,
How much you selling them
keep 'em
for?
laying
I'll-
around.
You can have it. I'll give them to you with the T-shirts. But seriously, like, if someone went and used those, like, you fucking sue me? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Here's the $10 I got.
That's kind of
It's yours.
ridiculous.
Yeah. But it's because
Yeah,
he's
I
got
didn't,
money.
I didn't
so.
know about that, but yeah, I wouldn't say he went off the deep end. I think he
No.
just like found something that is
He's-
therapeutic for
and you know
him,
what,
and he's actually fucking good at it.
Yeah, and you know what? And he's got that Andy Kaufman thing going.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like that was his idol, and
There's
you
a
know,
documentary coming out about him,
about the back
his
when they were filming that.
methodology
Yes,
when
I
he
saw
was
that.
filming Man on the Moon.
Yup, they didn't
which
want it
I
released.
Love. I love
The
that
movie was
movie.
so good. Yeah.
Like I didn't know much about Andy Kaufman, but when I saw that movie, I started like
I did a little
watching
research.
his
to see-
videos,
yeah,
researching
and
more.
he was
I'm
he was
like,
another. You know, was he crazy or was he brilliant? Like that's you know.
well, he's
little,
like
little of both.
Yeah, I
maybe.
think. I think you're right. Yeah.
he's got I always say to myself, I think I have that weird gene where I'm the only one laughing.
Yeah, just,
Oh, yeah.
it's
You know?
it's that weird
It's-
scene just without the talent that accompanied it.
Exactly. Precisely. Like I don't have any of the talent that goes
shit.
with it. But when I sometimes I do things only because I want to laugh at
Yup.
your reaction going,
I-
oh God.
There
do
are
the
so
same
many
thing.
times but there are so many times when he'll say something and go, I don't know why I said that.
I do the goddamn. I do the same goddamn thing. I do it to like get people's reactions or push their buttons, and you're like, just
I
in
did
my
it
head, I'm giggling like an idiot.
I did it 2 weeks ago with James Hearn talking about that older couple, band. Like there's an older couple that has a band, and they're in their like 60s or 70s. And I was asking him I was asking him if they like to talk about dicks, and I was just like, why am I doing this? Why I'm like
To push
shitting on
buttons.
these? I'm
To
just
push
fucking
buttons.
with these old people, whatever. But
What the hell?
Back
Were we,
to-
I don't even know what we're talking about. We're talking about. It started off with house hunting. That's what this all started
Yeah.
off with.
So and then I
How
interrupted.
the hell did it turn into
No,
Hugh
I
Jackman's veiny arms?
derailed that immediately because I didn't want to
Oh,
talk
Jesus.
about
well,
it.
you mentioned how much
let's
you,
put it out
wanted
there.
to
Somebody
talk
find me
about-
a house,
I wanted to
anybody.
talk about cable.
you guys are you wanted to
Yeah.
talk about
Somebody
cable.
just
I
find me a house. I'm
we're
tired
past
of
that.
looking for them. It's a goddamn nightmare. Jesus.
We got
Christ.
lucky. We didn't have a hard search like some people look for years.
I'm hoping it's not like that because
How long have you been doing
it's
it?
only been about a month or
actively?
so. Like, well, because my wife and I moved back to my mom's house a few months ago to help out because my father passed away. I don't know if my
Okay.
brother mentioned that before to you guys. He passed away in July, I'm sorry, June.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, it was a fucked up situation. Like they misdiagnoses and
No
diagnoses.
way.
Yeah.
How old is he?
He just turned 70. His birthday was in February. He just turned
Wow.
70. Pinnacle of health his whole life. Literally, like playing softball the weekend before, and just this thing hit him, and it was either
Softball at 70?
Oh, dude, he played softball,
What a
chopping
badass.
wood. Dude, he was a hardcore badass. I can't talk about too much of it because there's a potential lawsuit thing going to be happening later. But so he passed away. So my mom, for 47 years when they were married, has never really taken care of anything on her own. So she's not like take care of the house, pay bills.
That's
blah,
like
blah.
me if Brooke dies. I'm gonna have someone
That's-
move
if
in with
Brooke-
me.
No, if Brooke dies, you're gonna sell the house and you're gonna probably live in my downstairs apartment. That's what's gonna
There you go.
happen.
There you go. We'll buy the house. We'll take the house. But like, and that's so. My wife and I moved back home. We put all our shit in a storage unit. Like, you got a giant fucking storage unit, and literally brought my drawing table, our bed, and our TV over to the house. And we're living in my old basement, my parents' house, which is like goddamn
Nostalgic?
nightmare. It's
Is
horrible.
that the word?
It's horrible. I don't like. I mean, I love my mom to death. I'd do anything for her. I'm there to help her out, but it's fucking hard, man. It's rough being there. So we're trying now to like get the whole like process going, like to actually buy a house and slowly move my mom out of this house into something smaller because it's a 4-bedroom, 2.5-acre house. She can't take care of this shit. And I can't come over and mow the lawn and do all-
Condo is where it's at.
That's
for
it.
that kind
Condo,
of thing.
townhouse, something like that. Something one
Yeah.
floor because she's had some heart problems and stuff in the past, and she's not too stable on her feet. So got to find her something level. But she wants to wait till after the holidays and all that other stuff. So
House hunting's.
it sucks, man. It's been like
Brutal.
a month, and like all these pictures look phenomenal. We're like, oh, this place looks great. 4 bedrooms, this and this and this, and you walk
And
in,
then
you're
you
like,
get
what the
there and you're
fuck
like,
is this thing?
yeah.
It's a shack, and it's like the rooms are this big, and like they like
Wide angle lenses.
yeah,
man.
wide angle IMAX fucking screens and shit.
She
Ridiculous.
got
Like
Brooke got pissed at me because she was doing most of the house hunting,
Mhm.
all of the house hunting. Let's be clear. She was doing all of the house hunting at first, and she was just like, "Listen, can you help? Can you just sit? You're not fucking doing anything. Just sit there and go online and go on
and just find, that's
Zillow or
yep,
or
Zillow
whatever the
Realtor
hell,
apps or whatever. Yeah.
and just find shit in the area. It's
Yep.
not hard. I'm like, all right, fine. So I sit down. I got a bunch of stuff. We go out. I was just like, this house. I want to look at this house. She's like, it's small. I'm like, let's just take a look at it. So we look at this place. We're like,
It's a nice house.
it's not bad. And then we checked out another place not far from here, and that one was like ideal on paper. And then we saw it, and it was like, fuck this place.
Yep.
The basement's gonna flood. The roof, like, it was just a ton of shit. I was like, oh my god, this place was like practically turnkey.
Wow.
I didn't have to worry about this basement.
Yeah,
it was
nice.
sealed and everything. So it worked out where I was just like, oh, I shopped for a house once, and we find
Cocky
it.
motherfucker.
Maybe this has been a you problem all along, Brooke.
Cocky son of a bitch.
So, but it is stressful. And
Oh,
the
it
other
is.
thing is when you find the place, that's what the scariest thing is.
Terrifying, man.
You're like, I love this place. Yeah, I love this place too. Are we seriously talking about spending $165,000 right now?
Yep. Yeah, I'm terrified to like sign that paper. Like we got the pre-approval. I'm like, all right, so we got about $200 to like spend. I'm like, I'm fucking terrified. Like I spent $50 on something. I'm
Here's
shitting
the
my
thing.
Pants. Like,
Not me. I'm not like that at all. I don't care. I spent $600 on a gimbal for my camera the other day without it. I was just like, oh wait, I can do that, and bought it on my way home.
You need to have, like, just put 10 grand aside just for closing costs.
That's what we got from the wedding. We literally like we have like that chunk of money put aside, and we're like, I'm honestly I'm not looking forward to it at all. Like
my lawyer called me up like a couple days before the closing. He's like, so, how's your checking account look?
Oh,
I'm
Jesus.
like, what happened? He goes, well, they fucked up on the pricing, and the closing costs is going to bump up. I'm like, bump up how much? Almost double.
Oh Jesus. Well, see, that's where we get lucky. She works for a law firm, and they're willing to do all the closing stuff for us for free, like pro bono, which is awesome. So we don't have to we could save that money for a down payment and just throw it all onto the house kind of thing. Good. But I still am not looking forward to any of it.
Yeah,
like every house we walk into, I'm like, well, like I walk in, the floors are all fucked up. I'm
Yeah,
like,
we're doing a rent to own because I don't want to ever move.
That's I wanted to look into something like that. I was even thinking townhouse, condo.
I've
but
been in
she
my
wants a
house. I've been in my house for 4 years, and I always wanted to buy it because they were looking to sell, but the fucking market was shit.
Yeah.
In 2014, 2013.
Yeah. Yep.
So they were like, well, the house is worth 160 right now, and we owe 190. So let's just hold on to it for a little while.
Wow.
So we basically been living there and kind of just paying the mortgage. Like,
okay,
we pay rent, but I found out a couple years ago that he was like, oh yeah, we only make like $25 a month on this place.
Jesus Christ.
So he's pretty happy that I'm very hands off. I'm like, I'd rather deal with it and never talk to you.
Yeah.
That's
what I want to. I don't want to deal with anybody.
He's totally cool with me just handling everything. So this has been a very good situation. It's just a question of getting my credit where it needs to be, and fucking. Yeah. I'm a freelance photographer, so it's hard to show income, shit like that. So
join the club. Yeah, that's
I use Square and stuff for credit, but then it's also like, so now I gotta claim all this.
I do the same thing.
Whereas it'd be so easy to hide it, but then I'm not showing.
I have that same problem every year tax roll around because all the Comic Cons I go to, they don't charge tax at these shows. There's no tax ID numbers you need to be, an artist at the shows. If you're a vendor selling like toys and action figures and all that crap, you have to have a vendor ID number, which gives you a tax number. The artists don't need that.
Yeah.
The only place that makes you do that is the Baltimore. The show in Maryland makes you do that. Every other show, you don't need a tax ID. So everything is,
cash.
I don't claim anything. Like it sucks. At the end of the year, I'm like, well, I owe a shit.
Well,
the
thing is, if you're making under like $5,000 at those things, it's not. This is the majority of all your income, actually, right?
Yeah, that's about 80% of it is going to these shows. Like right now, when the shows are I'm in that off season type of thing. I have 2 shows this coming weekend, but they're little like 1-day shows, and then one big one December, like the first week in December.
You can plug those.
Yeah, promote that shit.
Shit, you might be thinking the name. I don't know I honestly don't know what the Saturday one is. I know it's like a library show, so it's literally like somewhere in Saugerty, some little library thing where it's like you go hang out with kids and like I make maybe $50.
Well, maybe Ryan will look it up after the show and plug it for you.
and then
I went on your page and I didn't see any events. So I was like, I guess he's not doing shit.
Nah, the Sunday show is the Albany Comic Con, that's a 1-day show this coming Sunday, which is a big show. That's a great show, honestly. That's a really fun one. It's got a crazy, really core group of people that show up to that thing every year. They always, support the hell out of the artists. And then the next one that I'm doing is I'm off basically show-wise until December, and that's Ace Comic Con, which is a brand new show out in Staten Island. I've never done it before, but they gave me a free table, which doesn't
Gotta
happen
do
very
that.
often unless they mistake me for the wrong Ryan Browne, which I'm not gonna lie. I think they did because they're like, oh yeah, we'd love to have you, blah blah blah, this and that. And I sent them my bio and my pictures and everything, and they put it up on the website and they took all my info that I gave them and then they added the God Hates Astronauts and shit. And I was like, I emailed them back right away. I was like, I didn't do God Hates Astronauts. Oh, and I was waiting for them to be like, well, the table's gonna cost you $350 now. I literally was waiting for that email to come through, and they're like, oh no, our bad, sorry about that, and they switched it all on the website. I'm like, all right, I guarantee you right now they're regretting it. They're like, fuck, we got the fake one. Yeah, so
fake Ryan Browne.
But so then all you got shows like that are great because you get a free
Fake
table.
ass Ryan Browne.
Exactly. You get a free table, and the only cost you have is a hotel cost, which usually isn't too bad.
Aaron is checking in, brother Aaron, and he says, "Cheers, guys!" And Adam should be drinking a Cousin's Revolution ale.
Where can I get them? I can get them at halftime, I guess, right?
Yeah, halftime. Yeah, I think halftime, and there's a bunch of little, I don't know what like bars and restaurants carry his shit. He's all over the place now at this point. He posts stuff
I
every
definitely
week.
It's shit.
Yeah,
It's good. It's good. I don't drink it, but it's
so
good.
Actually,
that Apple one.
I've had at BC Kitchen actually last.
There was
week.
one.
I had a like 3 or 4 of them.
We're at that. Was it Drought or some place out in Beacon? Was it Drought?
Draft.
That place. Yeah, he had a.
It's spelled Drought, but it's
he had some kind of. He had like a.
It's spelled
like
Draft.
It's the stupid Brit version of
Goddamn
Draft.
British people. He had like some kind of beer keg drop kind of thing out there like a week or 2 ago. And we went to that, and it was for the Apple. It was the Apple one that he had. It was fucking amazing.
What is it? The Dutch Apple.
Yeah,
Dutch Apple
can't
Bite.
wait to try that.
Yeah, it's
Cannot
really
wait to
like
try
my wife is not a
I
beer
can't
person.
wait to
and
smell
she
it.
pounded it. She loved
I can't wait to smell it from a distance.
Yeah, seriously, let me know where I can buy that, and I will buy it, and I will drink it on the show.
Yeah,
if you're listening.
Aaron's saying
It's not
halftime in
gonna be
BC
instant.
Kitchen. So,
But will I be able to get the apple pie thing?
He should
The
drive
Dutch
over
Apple
here
Bite.
and drop some off. is
Dutch
what he should
apple
do.
bite.
Yeah.
Yeah, sponsor the show.
Drop over. Come on. Get off
You
your
could
ass.
be our official beer sponsor.
Jesus, come on, man.
I'd be fine with that.
I know you're sitting home right now.
Yeah,
So,
I'd be totally
just-
fine with them being our official beer
there you go.
sponsor. But I'm trying to keep it local as much as possible. So I'll get you next time. I'll go to halftime next
There you
week.
go.
Right.
Well, this week I'm drinking North River and Millhouse, even though Millhouse is like kind of a big corporate machine now. But
Jesus,
Yeah.
let's not go that
They're
far.
not quite Walmart, but
they have like a fucking board of directors.
Do they really?
Yeah, that's a multi-million-dollar company.
That's gross.
Yeah.
It makes.
Do you realize how big an operation that is? They have a full canning line.
Apparently, I don't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be having this conversation if I did.
Oh God.
Yeah,
All right.
they have the full production canning line. I mean,
Really?
yeah.
Damn. All right.
Their whole plan was national distribution, like at some point, and they're getting there. So
Yeah, well, I like
good for them. I mean,
Yeah.
but they're not a small business,
No,
and they
no,
never
not at all.
have been.
No.
I like breweries like
Yeah.
Cousin's Revolution.
Yeah, where it's 2 fucking dudes in
Plug,
a garage.
plug,
That's my
plug,
favorite.
plug.
All
So,
right,
but
so-
yeah,
You owe me,
we
Aaron.
seriously
You owe
we do
me.
have to do with them. I really want to do a coffee stout soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get some coffee from Crafted Cup and make something cool.
Yeah, I'll get some lemongrass from back out back. This is the only thing that grew this year. Shit.
Lemongrass and coffee. I don't know about that.
No,
Yeah,
that's
that'd
some
be good.
nasty mad
Yeah.
scientist shit right there.
What do you think? We're on 2 hours.
I'm fine with that.
Time to go?
Yeah.
Time to go.
We don't have a lot of titles, but that's okay.
Oh, boy. This has been, if anybody has been keeping track, we talked about graphic art, comic books and advertising, shirtless men, and real estate. So I think we've covered a lot of ground.
We didn't hit that bell once.
I know. I mean, it's probably in there somewhere. We were just so engaged.
Yeah,
We were
yeah.
so excited about Chris Pratt and
And his
Hugh
abs.
Jackman and,
God.
and their abs and
It's taking a turn again. It's taking a turn.
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu
I can't wait to go tug one out later.
One last time, everyone go buy a fucking t-shirt.
Yeah, God
All
damn
right?
it.
The links are going to be in
Everywhere.
the description. We don't. Yeah, it's pretty fucking simple.
Yeah.
Next 24
Dead
hours,
Radio
we'll plug 'em.
Zombie Pets.
Yeah.
Dead Radio Zombie sweatshirt. Dead Radio Zombie sweatshirt.
Teespring.com / Dead Radio Zombie sweatshirt. Teespring.com / Dead Radio Zombie Pets with a Z.
And there'll be links everywhere.
Yeah,
just
we'll post them all over.
follow us on any kind of social media. I'm gonna do a post right now before I leave, with all that information, as well as a really cool time lapse that we did.
Yes.
Of the actual artwork being made.
Yes.
Pretty
dope.
Yeah, we didn't get to talk into the
Bang that out pretty quick.
We
I was
didn't
kind of
get-
freaked out. And another thing I wanted to this is just a quick aside. I had to keep going by you just for work shit, and I kept looking over, and it looks like you draw angry. It seems.
Yeah, I have a very heavy hand. If you look at the back of these pages, I snap the nibs on these pens all the time. Like I found a couple of them that they hold up, but I had to go through hundreds of different pens because I have such a heavy goddamn hand. And when I'm done drawing after 4, 5, 6 hours, my hand is like a fucking lobster claw. I literally have to put the heating pads and ice on my hands all the time.
Really?
Yeah, and I have an injury on my elbow from a million years ago. I was riding a bike and I took a big spill and wrecked my elbow. I'll draw sometimes and it'll lock up, and I'll literally have to be and
Push
pop
it
back
out.
out.
I have
And
to
it's
do that with my finger.
Yeah,
do that
my
with my
wife's
hands
literally
sometimes.
"What are you doing?" I gotta go, and she'll run out of the room because I'm and it sounds like celery snapping. It's
Blah.
it's rancid. It's not too good.
I watched a kid have a bike accident. Was at the Crafted Cup. It was looking at that big picture window. I'm steaming milk, and I look up, and I see this kid on a bicycle smash full speed into a pole, like a light pole.
Nice.
The thing's wobbling. I was like, and he just his bike goes flying, he goes flying, he sits up and he grabs his shoulder, and then he just lays right back down.
my
I was
God.
like, oh no!
That's brutal.
That's what I pictured.
That's pretty much Yep, I got wrecked. And the sad thing is I went sliding down the streets in the middle of Poughkeepsie, and there's 50 people on the sidewalks just looking at me dumb kid. And I'm just laying there bleeding all over the place. And fuck, what the hell just happened? I got wrecked, man. It was bone coming out. Oh, it was nasty.
Yeah, but I was just I don't think he's a very friendly guy. He looks mad that he has to do this for us.
No, I zone out. So, I put seriously headphones on and zone out, and I don't I've told my wife when she comes in the room she has to flick the light because I'll be so not paying attention. She'll walk up, she'll be hey, and I'm well, that's fucking ruined. I'm there's a line, I'll jump.
You have sketching bitch face.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna steal that. That's a good one. Yep.
Oh, I got another one.
That's
down the
good.
wire.
That's a good one. I like that.
Shit. All right, well, I guess that's a good.
So I do want to ask, what do you think about the colors? Because I'm officially a fucking tracer now.
Oh yeah, I love the colors. I do.
Nickname's Brody.
And the orange on the shirt came, and the blue came out a little darker, which I like.
I kind of like it. Yeah, it's not as
'cause
bright and
when it's
obnoxious.
on a screen, it's not.
The colors are always off.
It's
yeah.
not going to be and I deal with this a lot with clients for digital delivery. They're like, it doesn't look right. It doesn't look right. It doesn't look right.
They have to understand.
I'm thinking about what the print's going to look like.
It's always darker.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm pretty happy with my colors. I got to thank Peloton.com for literally every bit of graphic design I've ever done.
Nice.
for all of my color choices. I started with the green.
The
that was what I
neon
wanted.
green is kind of like our signature, but we
Yeah.
don't want to do it too much because Dark Side already has that.
Yes, I was gonna
same
say.
kind of-
It's like the same kind of green. Yeah.
So I wanted a neon green, but the problem is that the complementary color is red, and I don't want it to be Christmassy, so it needed to be like red and orange. So I needed to add in blue to make it work.
Gotcha.
And a lot of people are like, "Why? What? Why?" It's because if you just do the green and the orange, it looks wrong.
It's
but
too much,
if you do all tertiary colors,
Yep.
it works.
Yep.
And I texted Tanner that. He's like, tertiary, nice word. I was like, that's the only word for that. Yeah. That's what that's called.
Yep.
So anyway, this is the portion of the show where we go over the possible show titles.
Okay.
And you have a vote as well. And Adam's going to read them
So
off.
I know which one people are going to want, but I think I know which one it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what you guys pick. So we have B.O. and Virginity.
Okay. Right off the bat.
Yeah. And we're back with Gary Browne. My cat has 60 followers. We have fake Ryan Browne. And sketching bitch face.
It's a toss up between two. I really like the BO and Virginity one though.
It's got to be it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
love
I
sketching
mean
bitch
I
face.
love my cat has 60 followers, but
seriously,
it's not It's not representative of the show.
Sketching bitch face is a really good one too.
Fake Ryan Browne would be representative of the show, but
that one just angered me. I'm gonna get pissed off.
Yeah, but
I'll cry, I swear
Bo
to
and
God.
Virginity, I think, really encompasses of what the show was fucking.
I think so
It sums
too.
up half my life. What are you talking about?
We were talking about sweaty, pumped up men and nerdy shit. So yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
So give that a circle, and you got to hashtag sketching bitch face.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. You kidding me? I'm literally gonna put that on everything I draw from now on. That's a guarantee. Guarantee.
Oh man,
All
it
right,
was
folks. Oh, and I do need to hang on one sec. I need to call. Oh my God, there's so many things from Aaron Browne. I need to call out
Told you he's
Nick,
lonely right now 'cause
Conscious
he's so
Nick's.
bored.
Yeah, Conscious Nick's
Message retracted. Really?
He basically was fluffing us,
Yeah.
saying how inspirational and amazing.
And
we
then
were.
he thought better of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't want to look like a fluffer, so
Yeah.
he took the message away.
Well, Nick, you're a very nice guy, and you should
And handsome as hell.
You should feel fine about telling us we're great.
Yeah. Yeah, we need more of that,
Yeah.
actually.
But seriously, thank you for listening. So
Yeah, definitely
yeah.
appreciate it. Ryan, this a shit ton of fun talking
Dude, it was
nerd.
a blast. I'll do it
I
again
loved
in a
it.
heartbeat.
Yeah,
if
absolutely.
I didn't drink so much beer, I'd say we'd do this for 2 more hours. But I really gotta pee again.
I'm not gonna lie to you. The water's running right through me. I'm about ready to race you up there.
All right. Yeah, next week, do we know what's going on next week?
Plaid Nation Revival.
It is finally Plaid Nation Revival, and we get the date right.
Let me just double check, but I'm 99% sure. Yeah, I think they're probably 99% sure as well. So yes, Plaid Nation Revival, November 6th.
They are a '90s grunge acoustic cover band. Acoustic,
and
yeah.
I booked them like 3 months ago, but apparently they never, not a phrase. They didn't get the message.
Okay.
They didn't look at their Facebook messages for that whole time.
Oh my God.
And they didn't know that I was like, yeah, that sounds great. I'll pencil you in. So they didn't get that message.
All right, good.
So they found out that they were coming on our show by listening live on our show. They
Wow.
were like, oh, I guess we're booked. That's great.
All right.
Did anybody get that
Good.
memo?
Right on top of things.
Yeah. So they needed to fix their calendars, and they did. And
Yeah, fix your fucking calendars.
we'll be here. Yeah, we got a lot going on.
Yeah. Well, again, let's give a proper plug here. Ryan G. Browne, Browne spelled with an E.
Yep.
That's ryanbrowne.storenvy.com. It's spelled STORENVY. That's where you can buy. That's where you can buy all his prints and check out his artwork. Also, follow him at Zombie Pets, pets with a Z _RGB on Instagram. You have something every day.
Pretty much, yeah.
Something
Yeah, it's a
fucking
good
cool
follow.
every
There's
day.
Good shit on there.
And also at Ryan Browne Art on Facebook. And if you want to commission a piece, it's zombiepetswithaz@gmail.com. Is that safe?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
good. So, yeah. Thanks a lot, man. This
Oh,
was
yeah,
a lot
thanks.
Of,
I
it was
had a blast.
A ton of fun.
It was a good
And,
time.
all right. We'll see you kids next week.
Peace.
Bye, everyone.